fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Mornings are better with Wake Up Call with Tony and Ron. Weekday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday,
Wednesday
here on the Daily
yeah.
Blender.
Wednesday, yeah.
I'm all out of sorts because there's nothing to watch on the sports box tonight. I mean,
That's because the Nuggets swept away the Lakers.
Right.
I mean,
I think there's hockey, I think, tonight, right?
Oh, yeah. It's hockey.
That's on. Carolina Panthers and the Florida
Panthers,
Mans.
Carolina Hurricanes.
I think I go in the Florida Mans.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's happening at around 5 p.m. But yeah, there's a lot. Okay, but before we do anything else, can I just let you guys know I know about Tina Turner, and she died. Okay, so that was bound to happen, and I know this because of the 9 million posts on the internet where people think that nobody else knows this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Every post is Tina Turner and a Tina Turner quote. Yeah, sure. She was a prolific artist, a musician, dancer, all the above. And amazingly, she was 83, so she got there. She got where she needed to go. The life well lived, all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, we know about it. So you don't got to tell us. We know.
She had some nice gams too.
Yeah, she had them insured for like $1 million.
Yeah.
I don't think she ever needed to collect on it because she was always out there dancing. But
yeah.
So we know. That's all I want to say. We know. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. You don't have to post it on social media. It's been done a bazillion million times. Says nothing but Tina Turner, all up and down that feed. My God. Let's see. Ken Kitten says, hey, you guys are simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Wow.
That's going to be a 2-minute penalty right there. Because that's a Tina Turner song. Oh, my God. That's really loud in my ear.
Sorry.
Oh, what? I can't.
What? We don't need another zero.
What?
I think we've deafened him. Yeah.
I'm going to text now. Hey, Nando. And I'm on the weekend. Oh, man. You think if I went deaf, I'd still be able to talk a little bit? No, I can't touch. He said, King Kenton says it's a pre-holiday weekend, Wednesday afternoon. Everyone's on autopilot. Oh, this show has never needed to be a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Tuesday. We've always been on autopilot. He says, beer and a shot, please, Randy. And Randy, why do Getaway Wednesdays become extra frames on 4 hours long? The hell is he talking about?
Maybe he's talking about the Diamondbacks game. I didn't think that went extra innings though. I think they got into our bullpen, and our bullpen is not very good this year.
It went 10, Randy.
And so yeah, that's what happened. The Diamondbacks had a series sweep in hand, and then the bullpen let them down 6-5, I believe, is final Phillies as the Diamondbacks leave.
Yep, but so we can only hope the Dodgers lose tonight too, and that's all you can. I mean, I hope that every night. I mean, that's in my that's on my vision board. Dodgers lose. I mean,
it's on your vision board.
Yeah,
you have a vision board.
No, but I've known some girls who did, and I thought maybe it was a thing I could say and get away with. If I did have a vision board, Yankees losing, Dodgers losing, Patriots losing, there'd be quite a few losings on there. And I put my dream catcher right next to it. So
your dream catcher.
Sure. Let's see. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy hump day. Come on, man. Enough of the hump day. Well, that was a tough loss day for the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks bullpen does need some serious help.
Yeah, I look, if the Diamondbacks are going to be playing this well, why don't they go make a move now? Why don't they make a move now? Why wait until the trade deadline? That's just me talking. If I were the general manager, if I'm Mike Hazen, why would I be Mike Hazen when I could be myself? I would go out and I would start looking, trying to make a move. We've got an excellent farm system.
And there's nothing that says if you make a move now, you can't make another move at the deadline. They say you bring in a guy and the guy doesn't work out, or you bring in a guy and the guy's really good and you just want more support. Nothing says that you can't make a move now and then, but if that's the case, what are they waiting for?
You give up 3 runs in the final 2. You just can't do that in the 9th and the 10th inning. You can't do that.
I like where we're going right now because I don't like where I was going. So we're going to keep talking baseball because I start talking basketball. There was some news that came out that angered me. I don't want to go there yet. I want to be angry yet. I want to be happy.
All right.
Happy to talk baseball right now. And well, Pinocchio says, happy day, fellas. Step 1 of the greatest comeback in NBA history in the books. Beer me, Randy. Celtics in 7. Give that delusional man a beer, Randy. All right. So, remember yesterday we told you about Will Brennan and he line drive killed a bird.
Yeah.
This was actually in game.
Yeah.
And so now the next day he gets a home run. And as he's running around the bases, and he had to think about it, he was like, you can tell he's like, I got to get this right. As he's running, he does one of these. Like he makes a bird thing as a tribute to the bird that he murdered.
Right? He felt really bad.
It's him running around the bases doing that. His nickname's got to be Birdman or Bird Killer.
Got to be kidding me.
So yes, he's just I love you, Bird, and finish. I hope he doesn't do this every time. I hope he doesn't do that every time.
Well,
But
you know how baseball players are, very superstitious. If he does the Bird thing and it works, and he starts playing well, I mean, who knows how long that might stick around.
Who was the guy, Keon? Maybe the fourth dimension remembers. There was a guy, I think he was a Caribbean player, and he every time he would hit a home run, he made like he had a parrot on his arm as he rounded the bases.
Oh my God,
I can't remember his name.
Was he talking to it?
No, but he would go around first base and he would hold his arm up, and that was his invisible parrot that would travel the bases with him.
Maybe he's hoping if he did that, eventually a mighty hawk would just come in and just land right there.
You mean he was practicing falconry or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
It never happened, but
No,
boy,
but he said that's my parrot. It's my parrot. Yeah.
Edwin Encarnacion.
There you
There it
go.
is, yeah.
Edwin Encarnacion.
was that like in the 80s, you said?
No, this was
it was like
just a few-
2013.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just a few years ago.
Man.
He would hit a home run going around first. Here comes the parrot.
I think we need some more mental health PSAs
Well,
for Major League Baseball.
My point being is baseball players, once they gravitate and they grab onto something, and this bleeding heart for the Bird. Oh my God.
Yeah,
he's gonna do this again.
It's a little thick. Yeah.
He's gonna do this again.
Paul Goldschmidt, I don't know what kind of home run thing he's going to do because his last home run hit an old guy. Took him out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is he actually hit 2 home runs and playing the Reds.
I saw that.
One of them, I don't know what that guy was doing. Didn't have a phone. He just old, couldn't see it or something in the lights. And he's standing there and I said, right on his shoulder. And he's sitting there. It was like the Peter Griffin thing.
Yeah.
And the people were like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, he deserved to feel that pain because he did get hit by a ball that was hit 102.9 miles an hour at a 31-degree launch angle. So basically a 350-foot line drive right into this guy's, what do you call this muscle right here?
Yeah.
The shoulder one.
Trap.
Pow.
It's right into his trap there.
Oh, man. The one people rub when they rub your back. That
That's
one.
Trap, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Paul Goldschmidt, and this is not the first time he's done this. He has hit guys in the past. But here's the thing. If you're out there in home run land, you got to expect that's going to happen. But he's an old head, so, he's probably like, it's all right. It's all right. I'm fine. It's all right. Yeah. Oh, that dude is awesome. But can I tell you who's super soft? Yankee fans. Yankee fans, you live in New York City, and you should be used to rats. So why is a friggin' squirrel making you make that face right there?
That's Rocky the squirrel. I've named that squirrel Rocky.
That is basically a rat with a mink coat. You
Yeah,
guys don't
yeah.
act like you've never seen one before.
Yeah,
These guys all have man card violations. Well, not this guy who's just kind of like, oh, God. Yeah, everybody else is like, oh, a squirrel. It's all a bunch of little ladies right there.
Did you see I don't know if you saw a video. They had video of that.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. He was running along the thing, and then it slipped.
He slipped off the fence and landed on all fours. He went all glider on everybody. Yeah,
and he sat out there, and I think it was left field, and he sat out there and watched a double play, and he's like, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go get the car. He was just, he was hanging out doing squirrel things, man. But those New York fans were like,
the squirrel was. See, here's the problem. The squirrel was looking for his nuts. The New Yorkers there that were afraid of him don't have it.
Exactly.
So,
he wasn't finding any nuts with those guys.
I agree with what you said about the rats, Smith. There are rats in the New York City
Everywhere.
subway that are bigger than that squirrel by a lot.
Yeah, this is what you call a boutique squirrel compared to the rodents you'll see in New York City.
Yeah, I mean the rats in New York bully you. They're huge.
Yeah, they'll take your lunch money. Billy Ray from Avondale. The answer to that, first off, nobody said anything, and that's very nice of you, Billy Ray from Avondale. Brooks Koepka says, "Hey, just talk about me."
what about you, Brooks? Brooksy?
Oh, you won the PGA Championship. Okay.
The last 2 nights in a row, he's been at. First, he was at the Florida Panthers game.
Nice hat.
And then last night he was at the Heat game.
Nice killer stare. He has this like serial killer stare when they cut the camera to him. He's like, you know, he looked like Samuel L. Jackson in Black Snake Moan. You know, he has that scary look. Oh,
he does.
The one you see in the memes. That's like scary. That's Brooks Koepka right now. Well, there, we talked about you, and now we're done.
Brooksy.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I just like that we winning every series on the road. I'll take out 2 out of 3 every darn time, every day of the week. I hope they can figure out the minor issues with the bullpen.
Yeah, 100%.
Those aren't minor.
Listen, as long as we're winning series, that's the big thing here. But, you know, you hate to have a sweep in hand, heading back home for a long homestand. What are you going to pay? We're playing like 11 games or something, 12 games at home coming up here. Got the Red Sox and who else do we have? But I got it. The Rockies, Red Sox, and then we got the Braves at home before we go to Washington and take on the Nationals. Yeah. I mean, you'd love to have that sweep coming into a weekend series against the Red Sox at home.
Yeah, it's all right. You love it, but it's all right.
Yeah,
you know, it's not the end of the world.
Get the series win. That's what's important.
We just want the Dodgers to lose more games, please.
Absolutely.
It's not too much to ask, I don't think. Let's see. Fish Tank says, do you have to drop the bat? Goldie could use it as a cane around the bases.
Wow. You say you're implying that Goldie is so old he needs help getting around the bases?
Because this guy killed, the Guardians player killed the bird and did a bird celebration. You know, Goldschmidt took out an old guy.
Yeah.
Do an old guy celebration.
Do his little hobble thing. Little Willy Wonka action there, and then
tribute to the old guy.
See, the thing I love about Gold, he's a no nonsense guy. He's sort of throwback. You know, he hits the home run, puts his head down, runs the bases. He doesn't do any, shake and jive going around the bases. He doesn't do any cartwheels going around third or, a stutter step or anything. And then when he gets to home plate, he's not standing there doing 15 minutes of some jive hand dance, at home plate with all of his teammates. He's a ball player, man. Yeah. He hits home run, and then he goes into the dugout and shakes hands in there. I mean, that's the way it's done.
Love Goldie. Can I just say this, though? You mentioned that the cartwheels down the baseline. I remember when we kind of ripped on that kid who was doing cartwheels down the baseline, and the question was, should that kid get plunked? And we all said, absolutely. It turns out that was a girl. And I say, in the spirit of equality, plunker. Yeah. I still say plunker. Yeah, I don't care if it was a girl.
She gets one between the 1 and the 5. Yeah, right in the middle of the back there. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right in the middle of the damn back.
Maybe
yeah.
The
thing is, you turn
right.
that way.
That's what I'm
saying,
oncoming
pitch.
Yeah. So you just kind of graze the back kind of thing.
No, you hit one right in the, because as they turn,
you're
it
catching
hits
the
square in the back.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know how to plunk a kid who's hitting off a tee, though. How do you plunk that kid?
That's true.
You basically have to run up there, grab it, and go right at him. So,
or if you're the coach on a t-ball team and the little girl comes up, you trip her when she goes to run.
That'll teach you.
Yeah.
All right. Now we know how to do it in t-ball. That's great. Yeah. Thanks, Randy.
Now do your damn cartwheels.
King of Kitten says when the Dodgers PA announcer said incarnation, simply fantastic. Big George says, I agree with you, Randy. Nice to win 2 out of 3, but this game today was in the bag and the bullpen blew it. Can't stand Andrew Chafin. Stinks.
Remember, winners finish. That's my quote of the day.
Sometimes they also pull out. 888-368-1580. I'm just saying.
I knew it was going to go there. And you're always blaming me because I start up with the Dean Blandino music. And then you're the one
to play the music.
That made it sexual. You're the one.
Sometimes we can just make a comment and move on.
You
and
get
not
all
have to play
up
the
in
music.
get all up in my suit here.
I didn't ask you to play the music for just what could have been like a little bit of a and then moving on kind of thing. It doesn't have to become a thing. Why does everything have to become a thing? You're yelling at me.
Who's yelling?
You act like that maybe you were playing for the Rays, the other day when the Blue Jays beat them 20-1. Them people have a right to be cranky.
When you hang 19 on another team.
Vladimir Guerrero, 6 RBIs.
Well, he hit a grand slam. It was like a slow pitch softball game in that inning.
Yeah. Try being those people for a minute.
But it's what's funny is when he gets him to be a laugher like that. Both teams are now it's just kind of fun. Now it's just kind of like, You know,
Really?
we're gonna finish the game. Yeah, they had some position player in there who was throwing like meatballs up there, and he struck Vlad Guerrero out on 3 pitches. So the next time he came up, the bases were loaded, and he did it again. It was like a 50-mile-an-hour lobber, and Vladdy hit it about 380 into left field, and they were both laughing as he was going around the bases.
Yeah, here's what it was. There was a Guerrero got struck out by that guy.
Yeah,
on 50-mile-an-hour pitches.
Yeah, just a real slow ball up there.
You're not used to seeing it. It just throws you the hell off.
These guys are used to seeing 98.
Well, I'm glad they're all having a good time because 20-1 don't taste good. Man. That don't taste good at all.
It's the only way that you can just do what you got to do in baseball when you got a season this long. Just put that thing behind you, man. Don't worry about it. Okay. It sucks, but you just got to move on.
Big Kev says, hi guys. Hope all is great. The answer is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I was actually looking through some stuff. We'll let you know, Big Kev. King Kitten says the hockey game is on later this evening, Keon. Will Keith. And then my computer just stopped.
Oh.
Kachuk score tonight. Will Keith Kachuk score tonight?
I mean, I honestly, I'm not probably the person to ask.
None of us are. None of us are. Maybe Randy.
Keith Kachuk?
Yeah. He's not even playing, right?
Will he score tonight?
I don't know. We have to ask his wife. I think feel like that's just personal.
Depends on if she's in the mood.
Yeah. You know, how's she been feeling? I mean, he's only 51 years old, and he's not playing anymore.
So that's probably a good place to start.
I have a feeling he will not score tonight, King Kid. Fifth letter says Lakers in 7. Oh, wait, they got swept. He says, go Raiders. Randy, how about a shot of Whistle Pig, please?
Absolutely.
It was the high shelf stuff. Heavy Metal Maniac says Keith Kachuk's son. Wait, what? Keith Kachuk's son?
Yeah, well, he's got a couple of sons that are playing. Two sons that are playing, Matthew and Brady. Yeah.
Are either of them playing tonight?
I believe they are, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come on, King Kittens.
Yeah, Keith Kachuk is the dad. Matthew, let's look it up here. Matthew plays for the Panthers, and I'm not sure who Brady.
Ottawa.
Oh, he plays for Ottawa. So Ottawa's not playing, obviously. So I think they meant, is Matthew Kachuk going to score, not Keith? I mean, Keith might. He's 51. He's probably he's probably still in that range where he scores quite often.
Why isn't he in the Hall of Fame, by the way?
Keith Kachuk?
Yeah, because he never made it to a cup final.
Well, yeah, I don't look when he was one of the original Arizona Coyotes. He was back when the Coyotes moved here, I think.
Was it before or after he lost all his hair?
No, he had hair when he was here. Yeah.
See, there you go. That's a long time ago then.
Will Matthew Kachuk score tonight? Yes. I'm going to say yes, he will. Yes.
Fun fact, Jason Tatum, Matthew Kachuk went to high school together. Same high school.
Great. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, one more baseball thing, and then I have something that's going to make a lot of people very angry. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NHL Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. The Eastern Conference Finals continuing with the Florida Panthers hosting the Carolina Hurricanes. Florida leading 3-0. The Panthers favored by 1.5 goals plus 215 on the puck line, while the Hurricanes are minus 265. On the money line, Carolina minus 105, Florida minus 115. Over under goal total is at 5.5. On Thursday night, the Dallas Stars hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas leading 3-0. Dallas minus 1.5 goals plus 205 on the puck line. Vegas getting 1.5 goals minus 255. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Off clean feel, so I can accessorize with studs and not with mosquitoes. I can wear my classic white crop and flag panel jeans and know that I'm covered with 8 hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. Get your pre-party protection on with Off Clean Feel. SC Johnson.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingarone, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
you better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it. Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Get it now.
It's on the internet.
1580, thefanatic.com.
The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. What the hell happened to music there? Jiggle the handle. There you go. Did you hear that? That was me.
No, I heard it too. I thought it was my headphones, so I started messing around with that.
I believe the potentiometer needs some cleaning.
Always jiggle the handle. That's the thing. What was I saying? All right, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And all right, I had one more baseball thing to really talk to you about here. And you know, the Athletics are trying to get themselves on the Las Vegas Strip right there.
Yes.
And then they bought where the Tropicana is, and they just sent out a notice. And they're like, you're all fired. And I'm not even kidding. They just told everybody, you're fired. Fired everybody. And then 35 acres for a 30,000 seat stadium right there at the end of Las Vegas Strip. And they're like, okay, so here's the thing. We've made a deal. We've reached a tentative agreement with Las Vegas on this plan for a $1.5 billion ballpark.
Yes.
And it was like, yay. And the one thing that sort of popped out of the story for me is where they say the statement did not give specific number for the amount of public assistance the A's will ask for. So ain't nothing done yet. You know, there's no deal. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if they have a deal saying, oh, yeah, we could do this, if they can't pass any sort of a tax for whatever amount of money the A's want, does that mean the A's are just got to pony it up and pay for themselves?
I mean, essentially, which is not in the A's MO, by the way. There's not an organization that likes to spend money on anything, much less a stadium. And I was reading reports that while the numbers aren't available, the numbers that the Las Vegas, I guess, city council has seen, they're not thrilled about it. So I think the A's are going to ask for quite a bit.
How much do you think? 500 million, 600 million?
Well, didn't we talk about this last week? Didn't we
talked about for the Coyotes? Yeah.
I think we talked a little about this. The A's going to Las Vegas, and it looks like they may require 400 million in public funds, and how the city of Las Vegas was like, not so fast, you know. And so I think you're right. I think as far as public funds go, these billionaire ball club owners don't want to start releasing that information too soon, because then you get the public's, the anti-baseball team moving to your city, and that could throw a wrench in the monkey works, so to speak.
Right. So the thing with the Coyotes were looking for a home, thought they had one, exact same situation, and then they're like, oh yeah, well, nobody wants you here, so we're voting no on giving you money. And the problem for the A's is they are locked in. They have to go to Vegas. Coyotes don't have to leave town. They can leave town. Coyotes are going to be fine no matter what. If the Coyotes can't make a deal with Fiesta Mall, or they can't make a deal with any other place around here, yeah, they'll just like, all right, we tried. Bye. They'll go someplace else. The Oakland A's have painted themselves into a Las Vegas corner. And so that's what I'm saying. 35 acres they purchased. And now what are they going to do if nobody wants to give them money? They're going to say, well, I guess we won't put anything up. We'll just own the land. No, they have painted themselves into the Las Vegas corner.
Yeah.
And if I'm a resident of Las Vegas, I'm thinking of voting no on this.
Well,
pay for it yourself, you rich bastards.
I think that I think Major League Baseball is going to be at the very forefront, moving the Oakland Athletics into a market that's going to be more receptive of a professional franchise. Doesn't mean that the A's are going to change the way they do business. It's just kind of like the Winnipeg Jets.
Another reason not to give them the money.
So when the Winnipeg Jets came to Phoenix, they were not a franchise that were, shall we say, money spenders. They didn't have an ownership group like that. And the times they did spend some money on the team was pretty successful. And then you get into this franchise, the ownership group now, and they want to kind of move around, and they don't really want to. It's more about business to them than it is, bringing a championship to the market. So. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think Major League Baseball is going to get behind this. I think they're going to help the A's any way they can, and I'm sure that this will get done in some manner, some way. I don't know if Major League Baseball is going to have to somehow jump in and throw some money at this situation. I don't know how it all works, but I have a feeling the A's will be on the move. They will be leaving Oakland. They will be moving to Las Vegas.
So, like I said, they've painted themselves in that corner. And if the Las Vegas residents say, yeah, I don't think I need any more taxes, trust me, the A's will figure it out themselves. They're not going to divert from that plan, because you would be out of your damn mind. Even if the state and the city and everybody on the planet said, no, you want that right there where the Tropicana is, you pay for it. They're going to pay for it because it's a brilliant site. There's no better site than that. This team is going to make so much money for having moved to Vegas, for having been on the Las Vegas Strip. Everything is turning up lucky sevens for the Athletics. So no matter what Joe Lombardo, the governor of Nevada, can do or can't do, no matter what the Clark County officials have to say, this is going to happen. So vote no. That's what I would do. Vote no. Because they're not going anywhere else. They're going to that exact spot. Make them pay for it. That's my slogan I put on sign. Make them pay for it. Because the cautionary tale is what you just said and happened here with the Coyotes in Tempe. Everybody's like, you can have that spot. You can buy that land. We're not paying you anything for that. We're not going to give you any money for it. And, so they're like, well, okay. If all they wanted was be in that spot, they'd still be figuring out a way to do it. Because rich people can make it happen. They just like to make it happen with your money. So I say no every now and then. See what happens. See what happens.
Yeah.
King Kitten says, I'm asking for $1 billion in public assistance to build a super duper King of Kittens dome of World Conquest. How about that, Rando? Can I get a free beer? No, don't give him a free beer.
Wow.
If he's got money for a super duper King of Kittens dome of World Conquest, he can buy his own beer. Tired of you billionaires coming around here asking for freebies. We have to be consistent. We have to be consistent.
We don't charge for the beers here.
Oh, we do for him.
Okay. All right.
He's billionaire, clearly.
All right.
Boomer Sooner says, good day, gents. Can I get a beer, please?
Can I give him a beer?
Well, I don't know. He's trying to reserve a pickleball court too for some reason. We're not that place. So give him an O'Doul's.
Okay. There you go.
Works Kepka says, None of you guys know hockey. Change my name to Clint Malarkey after that segment. Oh, wait, Malarchuk. Sorry, it looked like you said Malarkey. We kind of know hockey, just there's been so much other stuff going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
How much do you know hockey, Randy?
I'm not a big knower of hockey stuff. I'm a casual fan. I love my Coyotes, but that's
that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Love the Coyotes.
I'm similar. I'm a casual fan, and I like the Caps, the Washington Capitals. That's my team. So when you start asking me about who's going to score for the Panthers, like I'm not going to lie to you.
Probably a Panther, I'd say.
Yeah, probably a Panther. That's a good start. But I don't know everybody's name.
He wants to be a Canadian former professional ice hockey goaltender and coach.
Yes.
So that's why he wants to be
Clint Malarchuk. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I were to ever get renamed, I want to be named Clint Torres.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would page myself on the white courtesy phone. Clint Torres to the white courtesy phone. And I'd just smile.
I'm trying really hard not to push that button.
He says, don't look up the video about Clint Malarchuk. There's a video. Oh, he lost 1.5 liters of blood and 300 stitches. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to move on. Big Jordan says the A's should just relocate to Mesa, play their games at the Ho-Ho-Com. Better yet, how about Fiesta Mall?
See, I'm reading this.
I swoop in and take it from the Coyotes.
I'm reading this article in the Las Vegas Review Journal, and it doesn't talk about them needing tons and tons of money. It looks like $380 million total, and it would be split between the city, the state, and the county.
Still a lot of money, man.
And then anything over $380 million, the Oakland Athletics would be responsible for.
Well, here's the problem with that: $380 million is still a lot of damn money.
Oh yeah,
and they would have to impose a tax to collect that $380 million.
Yes.
And here's something that you know. Here's something that I know. Not sure if Keon knows this yet, and it's not a dig on your being young, but you maybe haven't been faced with this just because of your youth. But when they impose a tax to get you to pay for a stadium, when the stadium's paid for, the tax is still going. The tax doesn't go anywhere. What they do is they say, here is a tax for the so-and-so fund. They don't say the fund is going to stop once the stadium's paid for. That fund just sits there and they continue. And then what happens is the lawmakers will go, well, we don't need it there, so we're going to take that money and spend it over here now. And that is a very common thing. There are taxes that we got taxed for the Banquet Ballpark. Chase, back when it was brand new. There's taxes we got taxed for the Cardinal Stadium back when it was new, and you're still paying them. Unless somebody can show me on a piece of paper where they said, guess what, everybody, your taxes are going down. You're still paying for them.
Makes sense.
So at some point, we have to say stop. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we have to say stop.
I don't disagree. Don't disagree on that.
Fish Tank says, Clint Torres, nearly unfindable on the ice. Yes, he's very stealthy. But if he was ever in a rowboat, he's at the other end, right there. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says, I've heard that Clint Torres can't be found by a great deal of men. So people think he doesn't even exist. I know. If you can find Clint Torres, let me tell you something. You're going to go far. Dropping the Soap says, true story. In high school, we had a substitute teacher named Jack Hoff. And when he would write his name on the board, he would tell us, hold your stupid jokes. How about change your name? First name, Jack could be John, could be any. You just say, I am Mr. Hoff. You don't even have to tell us your first name. That's kind of on him.
It is kind of on him, but people get dug in on their names. They get attached to it. It's the thing that you've had your whole life. And then people say, change your name. And you're like, no, they like it.
Like Michael Bolton in the movie Office Space. You ever think of changing your name? Why should I change my name? I had it for, he's the untalented hack. King Kitten says, after the kittens conquer the planet, free beer for all. Okay, King of Kittens, just maybe cut him off. Don't give him any more alcohol. Boomer Sooner says, yeah, Jeffco, there's basketball, there's hockey, and wow, there's so much going on. There's pickleball. Ha, ha, ha. We're just going to block you. I think we're going to block you, Boomer Sooner, if you keep it up with the pickleball. Yeah. Whatever happened to all that Boomer Sooner stuff that used to always tell us that we didn't want to know? I mean, that's better than pickleball. Fifth letter says, just got off the phone with Mark Davis. He's willing to let the A's borrow the $380 million only if all the players get his famous Mark David haircut. Might happen. That would be amazing. Everybody standing there in the team picture, their hat under their arm like this, and they got the Mark Davis haircut. And he's like, I've got your $380 million. That's all I'm asking. All I'm asking. I mean, what would you do for $380 million?
I would certainly get the Mark Davis haircut for $300 million.
That's what I'm saying.
Hair grows back, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Get that greasy red bowl cut. Have them all color it too. I think it'd be amazing. Big George says that stadium surcharge for the Diamondbacks and Cardinal Stadium is annoying. Every time I rent a car in Phoenix, boom, it's right there. Isn't that sucker paid off yet? Probably several times over, George. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I can't do that. I can't. That's too much. That's too obvious. He's trying to get me to page somebody. I can't do that one. It's way too obvious. Oh, brother. All right. So when we come back, I'm going to tell you something that I read that made me visibly angry and almost physically ill. You might have seen it and you already know it. If you haven't seen it, and I'm going to say it, I hope you have if you're driving, if you have like an old bag from McDonald's nearby, have it nearby because you might throw up. I mean, it's not gross. It's gross, but it's not. You'll see. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, Diamond Dave for Desert Wholesale Diamond in Scottsdale. 33 years ago, I started a simple import and wholesale office. Why? Because my dad had a great offer to sell his 22-store chain to the big guys. And I wasn't going to stay on once I saw their crazy overhead and markups. Since we had the best diamond connections in the world, and at 26, I already had 13 years experience. I started at age 13 part-time for my dad and a GI certificate. I knew I could do better for my clients. Why does any of that matter to you? Because I'm the only guy with this kind of history, these kinds of diamond connections, in-house design and manufacturing that will sell directly to you at true wholesale prices. I know the insane markups of the big boxes, high-end stores, and mall jewelers, and I can offer you something different. By appointment, private diamond buying in our offices for less. A lot less.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave, KANTOR.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari on Do-It-Yourself Money Management.
Some people do manage money, do it very well. They enjoy doing it. Great, do it. But make sure you have somebody that can back you up. That's just as important. Something happens to you and your husband has no clue of what you were doing. So make sure you get somebody that you develop a relationship of trust for a period of time. It doesn't happen overnight. Trust is earned. You want somebody who gets paid on a quarterly basis. So their interest is there every quarter and they are going to hold your hand for a lifetime. And that's really proactive management.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
in the morning, get out of my bed.
Wake up, Phoenix, to the best new morning sports show on radio. Join me, Tony D.
And me, Ron Culver, every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. This next segment, parental guidance is suggested. There's going to be much gnashing of teeth. There's going to be a lot of turned stomachs. There's going to be a lot of just emotional outbursts. It's going to be like a Tourette syndrome convention, I think, because the following information that I tell you is going to be upsetting. Here's the headline that I saw. Doc Rivers, Nick Nurse, and Final Four to interview for the Suns job.
No, no.
Ah!
No, no.
No, dude, like Doc Rivers. Where's the Boulden? Where's the Holzer? You know, why is it Nick Nurse? I mean, Nick Nurse is fine, but Doc Rivers? And then they also have Suns associate head coach Kevin Young and Sacramento Kings associate head coach Jordi Fernandez. Those are the four. Anything but Doc Rivers. Why? Why are you doing this? Ishbia, have you not watched basketball in the last 20 years?
Or 5 years?
Are you effing with us? Are you effing with us? What the hell, Ishbia? Why are you talking to Doc Rivers? Why? You have Nick Nurse right there. There is some thought that Nick Nurse and Devin Booker might not get along because of what's his name? They used to Nick Nurse and this this one guy used to work together and they didn't get along. But Devin Booker loved the guy. He was who was the first coach when Booker was here? What's his name? Dang it, I forgot his name. One of the previous head coaches of the Suns. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just saying, Nick Nurse might not be acceptable to Devin Booker. And then you look at the other names, who? Kevin Young and Jordi Fernandez. Who?
Well, Kevin Young is a guy that's in the building. You know, he was on Monty's staff, and a lot of people in the league really like him. You know, and Devin Booker really likes him too, so that might factor into some part of this. Devin Booker said he was a wizard with the X's and O's, which to me is a good thing. I mean, the whole point of trying to even reach out for a guy like a Nick Nurse is because of the X's and O's and the fact that he gets the game. Well, if they feel like that's about Kevin Young and he's already in the building and he's already somebody that understands what the Suns organization is about, maybe you go that route. And then Jordi Fernandez, Kings assistant, really got a lot of credit for making a lot of the offensive adjustments that the Kings were making throughout the playoff run. So, I mean, I like those guys, but please, dear God, no Doc Rivers. I'm begging whoever can make Matt Ishbia. I'm begging him. You can't hire Doc. You can't hire Doc Rivers.
We are restricted by FCC regulations, but everybody driving in their car right now, when they heard me say that Doc Rivers is one of the Final Four candidates for the Suns job, they more than violated every single code that we have to live by. I guarantee you, people are screaming out their windows. The texts are coming in. Kyle G. Oh, bleep, no, not Doc, please. He says, that's just an older, worse Monty. No, Monty, way better than Doc Rivers. I mean, Monty's been to the finals. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so is Doc.
Has he? When has he been to the finals?
Won it.
That's right. He won.
The problem
his
is
players did, not him.
The problem is, he hasn't been back since those guys left, and he's had great players since then.
Okay, Baker's Cocky Hens. He says, my PE teacher in elementary school's name was Mr. Wong, Harry Wong. Best name I've ever heard of. I can't read that one. Yeah, I can't read that either. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes. Can't read that one. But yes. Hefty Lefty says, that Mark Davis haircut looks like somebody did a computer face swap and just cut it off, like a little circle right out where the hair is supposed to go there. You're not wrong, Hefty Lefty. Anyway, back to Doc Rivers. I mean, so if we want to have really nice regular season wins and really stall out in the, well, we already do the playoffs.
But if you want to go to the second round every year and know that you have no chance to get out of the second round, you go ahead and hire Doc Rivers. That'll guarantee that that's exactly where your season ends. Annually?
Isn't this different though? Isn't this team different than what Doc Rivers has had recently?
No, he has had teams that have had a handful of stars on them, a handful of different times, and he's had the exact same outcome. The Clippers were one of those teams that should have made it farther. All his teams should have made it farther. Come on, man. Doc Rivers. I mean, Hefty Lefty smiled when he heard Doc. Oh, because he's a Laker fan.
Oh, that's right.
Bastard. The Tom says, oh, no, Doc Rivers. He says, Mount Randy's about to blow. Heavy Metal Maniac says, no on Doc Rivers. Average coach at best. Why do you think he keeps getting fired? He probably better as an assistant coach or something, maybe.
Maybe this is just a due diligence sort of thing.
Due diligence is not top four. Due diligence
is you pick up the phone, you call him, you interview him. Finalist for the job is past due diligence.
Well, did it say finalist or that he was going to interview?
Final four, they're being considered.
He's a finalist for the job.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I just can't. So what team will we root for while he's here?
If they hire Doc Rivers, that means that Matt Ishbia can settle for mediocrity. And I'm sorry, and the little things that I've heard about Matt Ishbia, he does not settle for mediocrity.
I feel sick. But why is his name even up there, Randy? Why is his name even up there?
Well, what other names are out there? Budenholzer?
Yeah,
we've already said
list.
We already said it's a mirror image. Or maybe Budenholzer took his name out of the hat. Maybe he was going to be.
I don't know. And maybe these are
the four guys that stood out to Ishbia that haven't removed their name from consideration.
You know, Fernandez has been under Michael Malone's tutelage. Young, 8 years coaching in the G League. I don't know. I don't know.
See, I don't badmouth guys I don't know about.
Because, you would have said you don't know about Darvin Ham either. So I try to look at the guys, the attributes, and what people say about them. You know,
but if we hire Doc Rivers,
other coaches think you're good.
What a letdown. What a waste. What a waste of an opportunity, in my opinion.
I mean,
Billy Hoyle. Doc is not a Rooney Rule interview. Are you high? Come on.
This is the NBA, man. Just stop. Doc Rivers is here because he is good at winning a lot in the regular season. Doc Rivers will win you 58 games, 59 games. You know, if you want to win those games and then get to the playoffs and not do anything. And this is a Doc Rivers that showed up when the Clippers had, Chris Paul and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, those guys in their prime. And then later versions of the Clippers had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and not the version of Kawhi that's breaking down the way he is now, like the earlier version of Kawhi. Still couldn't get it done. Like at some point, you just have to realize it's Doc. The game's changed. It's left him behind, and hire somebody who's good at the game now.
Oh, Hefty Lefty. That's a good idea. Hubby Brown. He's available for the next couple of years.
Hubie Brown.
Hubie. Get Hubie in there.
Yeah, exactly too, I think.
He's hanging in there doing them broadcasts.
I sure hope that I'm wrong about that. I like that
Hubie Brown.
Hubie Brown.
Hubie knows way too much basketball.
Hubie's gotten to a point where he's too old to know he's supposed to be dead. He has no clue and just is going to keep going, man.
And his love of basketball will just fuel him for another 100 years.
Chief Skull says, Keon, please be the voice of reason for the Suns coaching prospects. I say Nick Nurse or Young needs to coach. That'll make it adjustments. Well, how's Keon going to be voice of reason for anything? He agrees.
I agree with you, man.
And they're not going to listen to us. They're not going to listen to us. I wish they'd listen to us.
I wish they would. If they were listening to us before, Doc Rivers wouldn't be anywhere near this job.
Nick Nurse, please.
And I remember the day that Doc Rivers got fired and Jeffrey was like, I don't like that. He's available.
Mm-hmm. This is what I was telling you. I saw this coming down the driveway. I'm like, close the gate. Nobody closed the gate. Here we go. Doc Rivers is on the porch getting ready to interview along with Nick Nurse. And here's the thing, this Kevin Young guy, maybe he will impress so much. He's had a lot of years of coaching, maybe not on the big time. He's interviewed with the Sixers and the Utah Jazz and your Washington Wizards. I mean, nobody's hired him.
Yeah, I think he was a finalist for that job too.
Okay.
And the reason why the Wizards went with Wes Unseld Jr. is because his father, I think, played in the organization, and so there's a little bit of legacy stuff there too. So it's not like Kevin Young can't coach and isn't respected. But yeah, you're going to keep interviewing until you get that opportunity and get that chance, and maybe that opportunity and chance should be here.
You know what we really got to do? We have to get into the mind of Ishbia, because he's just going to be the one who goes, that guy. That's how it's going to go down. It's not going to be James Jones anymore. It's going to be Ishbia who steps in and says, big decision, that guy.
He's going to have the last word. And I am worried about that because we just don't know him that well. So is he a bit of a wild card in that respect? Like, is he just going to go with the big name?
He'll go Nick Nurse, because he knows enough about basketball to know the thing that's around Doc Rivers' neck. Nick Nurse has been very successful and doesn't have that long string of lack of success. So I feel like he'll go the easy route with Nick Nurse. And if not, yes, it's going to be, I mean, it's a 3-way tie between the others. I couldn't even tell you. We have to get in his head. We need a psychic or nobody knows him. So he's new in town. I don't know, how do we figure out what's in his head?
That's a great question. I mean, outside of just trying to set up some kind of scam where you get him to try and give away where he's leaning.
Why does it have to be a scam?
It doesn't have to be a scam,
but it scares me that your first thoughts are to do a scam.
Well, I couldn't say psychic because I just don't believe that those work. I mean, I would love for that just to be, you call up a psychic, the psychic tells you.
I say we just get Matt Ishbia on the damn program. Just call him up. Go ahead. Call him up. No,
we don't have guests. No. And by the way, psychics, you're right. I think they're phoning because they should just be calling me.
Yeah.
Hi, is Jeffrey O'Brien? Yeah. Oh my God. How did you know I'm psychic? Oh my God. How'd you get my number? I said I'm psychic. Oh God, yes.
And then they warn you about something and say, hey, we've got more stuff for you if you're willing to pay. Then
I'm really not.
Yeah,
you should have known that.
That's true.
I'm just not.
So maybe that's why
they don't
never
call. Wow. We just worked that out. Billy Ray from Avondale says Doc Rivers won a championship with Boston. He had 2 superstars, some really good role players. Not only that, Tyronn Lue is his protege. So why not choose for the coach who taught Tyronn Lue what he knows? Because his track record has not got him back there again.
And Ty
Lue
is
what he is now, not what he was then. And he had Ty Lue help, and he had superstars, and he had good players. I'm just saying he ain't the guy for the job.
And Ty Lue surpassed him. Like, he's just a better
true
coach
story. Baker's Cocky N says Doc Back from the Future. He'd be a good move for the Suns. I would rather have Doc from Back to the Future than Doc Rivers.
Doc Brown over Doc Rivers.
Yes, please.
Wow.
Scratch Me Because says, how about Jeff Van Gundy, since he texts in the show all the time? You know what? Sure. Rather than Doc Rivers, he knows a lot about basketball. Heavy Metal Maniac says, yeah, let's see if Huey Brown can outlast Al McCoy. I think he means Hubie. That guy was like 90 when he retired. Probably could still be going. King Kitten says, Keon Rose for head coach of the Phoenix Suns.
I listen. I as much as I love the game of basketball, I would not be the answer at head coach. Everybody thinks they can do the job until they've got to do the job. There's a whole lot more than just X's and O's. You've got to also manage personalities and
Keon would be the first head coach that never got out of his seat the entire time. He'd be coaching from a chair. He'd be like, I'm good. I don't have to get up. Just come over here. No, come over here. I'm right here. No, you come to me. You come to me.
Yeah, that ref will be really mad.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, I think Mark Davis's haircut looks like the old Captain Kangaroo cut. Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, that's true.
That is absolutely 100% true.
That's a good point. Yeah.
He's got the Captain Kangaroo. Kyle G says, we haven't even hit the offseason yet. How and why are they down to a Final Four choices already? They're just trying to get ahead of everybody else, make sure they get their guy. There's other teams out there doing the same thing right now. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I take either Van Gundy. Seriously. Told you this was going to be disturbing. I told you.
Yeah, well, you were right.
Every day, like every 15 minutes on my phone, search Doc Rivers, hoping it says Doc Rivers hired by anyone but the Phoenix Suns. Anyone, please. You guys don't understand how bad this is if we get Doc Rivers. We're going to have to find another team, Randy. If you think you have to do wellness checks on Ja Morant, you're going to have to do wellness checks on a lot of Phoenix Suns fans. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, hour 2 is up next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-789-4407 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-789-4407 now. Again, 800-789-4407. That's 800-789-4407.
Dr. Rick here. With another telltale sign you're turning into your parents, getting particular about your drive-through order.
Don't pull away yet. I like to check the bag because one time they forgot to give me extra ketchup.
People are waiting.
I'm only seeing 4 nuggets. Wait, nope, there's 5.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingarone, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families. But navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Yes, again, just going to let you know, everybody knows, we all know, you've heard it, you've seen it. Tina Turner passed away, 83. She made it past 80, so that's great, so you don't even have to tell me, I know. Kiss the Cook says, rest in peace to a family friend from the past, Tina Turner. Anna Mae Bullock, give my grandparents hugs from us. Okay, Kiss the Cooks, you actually knew Tina Turner? Really? Then that, at least that is interesting. Cheese Skull says if Keon Rose was head coach, that would be the first thing he would do. What would he do? Something about Tina Turner? I don't know. Watermelon says, could you imagine seeing Keon rant, when the players weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing? Him on camera with veins popping out of his head. Keon for Suns. Yes, that'd be great. Get a bunch of that music in the background during a timeout, and he's slowly ramping up the craziness. Sure would have been a lot better than what we saw Monty do, right? Monty sometimes just sort of stand there and be like, timeout? What's the timeout? Yeah, we're fine. 888-368-1580. So earlier I alluded to this. I guess police had to do a welfare check on Ja Morant because he posted some stuff on the Twitters or something. And he posted and then later deleted messages that said, love you, Ma, with a blue heart emoji. What's the blue heart emoji supposed to mean?
It's just another heart.
Then another one said, love you, Pops, blue heart emoji. And then another one, you the greatest, baby girl, blue heart emoji. And then after that, bye. Everybody's like, oh, crap, he's going to kill himself. And so the cops went to his house, and he was like, no, I was just saying I was going to take a break off of social media. Yeah, I don't know, buddy.
You could just do it. Or you could say, I'm taking a break from social media. People have done this before.
Yeah. That sounded more like a goodbye, a goodbye. And I think the Shelby County Sheriff's Office did the right thing to somebody says, hey, first Ja Morant with the gun videos, and now him with the so long, farewell, as Wiedersehen, bye-bye. And so, of course, I think that was the right thing to do. So this is troubling. And of course, they show up and he's like, I'm fine. Everything's okay. I don't think so, buddy.
No.
Doesn't come across as okay, man. We're kind of worried about he's 23, usually you don't have that I'm taking a break from social media till you're at least 28. He's a little bit early for the taking a break from social media posts.
I mean, maybe, but in his particular case, I do think that, it just seems like there's a degree of stress on him that maybe leaving social media for a while might help. Just getting away from the criticism, because the other stress in his life is obviously, living up to basketball expectations. But the other thing is, from just reading about Ja Morant, there are a lot of people around him that are basically like, hey, you're the guy that made it, financially support all of us. And he's dealing with that. And I don't think he really knows how to deal with that.
Now, I'll tell you what, he's lived up to the basketball part for the most part. Yeah. I mean, they gave him a 5-year, $194 million max contract that's due to start up here the next season if he gets to the floor. I don't know how long this next suspension is going to be, but his endorsement deals with Nike and Powerade and all that stuff, they're in jeopardy, man. So I don't know. But that's kind of to me, that's actually scary. That's a scary thing when you see that little weird cry for help. And then he's like, no, everything's fine. We don't believe you. Hopefully family members or somebody in his life is stepping up to make sure he actually is okay. Here's an idea. Let us hold your guns for you, Ja. Let us hold on to those. Just put those somewhere
for
safe.
A while. Yeah.
Just for a minute. So then also legal news. We talked about this the other day. They got him. They got Shaquille O'Neal. They finally served him with the papers for the FTX lawsuit. Dirty. Here's what happened. So they were trying to get him, and they're like, well, we can't get him when he's in studio, but we hear he's going to be live at the game last night. So the whole TNT crew sitting there at that desk, and they nailed him.
On live TV, they nailed him?
No. It was off air. But okay. There was a kerfuffle. There was like a guy like, you've been served. And they're saying he was personally provided the papers. And they're like, yeah, it wasn't hard to figure out. We watched the Heat Celtics game, and we knew he was going to be outside the broadcasting booth where the fans were right there, because he always goes over to the fans. And so they're like, Oh, will you sign this? And how about this? Well, you've been served. Ha ha.
That is dirty. I'm not
But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey,
I understand. If the
I
guy
don't blame
is
him.
avoiding service, fair is fair. But good on him. The easiest man to serve was the last one served out of all of them.
Like it's
Well
harder
done,
to
Shaq.
lose Steph Curry in a crowd than it is to lose Shaq. You would think,
Oh.
right?
You'd think so. A little Steph Curry comparatively, or even Tom Brady, just blend in, put on a mustache, a little fishing hat or something. But nope. Shaquille O'Neal was the last to go down. So now they'll move forward with this class action filed against him and a bunch of other celebrities because of the collapse of FTX. What I'm not sure about is the class action thing should be against the FTX. Well, here's why they're going against the celebrities. FTX has no more money. Celebrities still do. So that is what they're going to attempt to do, is to get they can't get the blood from the turnip. They'll get it from the celebrities.
Dang, man.
And I don't know if that's even appropriate. I'm not a celebrity apologist, but there are spokespeople. They're like, hey, we'll give you this much of the FTX Bitcoin, and you do some commercials for us. All right, sounds good, man. Well, they didn't know. They didn't know this was Michael Madoff with messy hair. They thought this was another one of those cryptocurrencies that everybody is working on. And then they had no way of knowing what this was about. So to have a class action lawsuit saying you misled us, it can only be misleading if we were in on it. We didn't know any more than you did. And I don't think this lawsuit is probably going to go anywhere. I don't think anybody's going to get a dime out of these celebrities.
It might not, but it might also be like you were a spokesperson, and if you didn't understand what was going on, it's irresponsible to be a spokesperson. I think that's probably the route that they'll go.
Well,
can
I be
fair?
a lawyer here?
Yeah.
Well, Your Honor, let me point you to this video where Steph Curry in the commercial tells you over and over again he has no idea what he's doing. And he says, they make it easy. I just hit a button. I don't know anything about this. Hey, can we get some advice? I know absolutely nothing. That commercial itself is the best defense for everybody in this lawsuit. I mean, that was actually lucky genius right there. And he's like, of course I don't know. I never told you I knew. I just said this is what I was doing. I'm doing a thing. You did a thing. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Tom Brady and Giselle, their last happy moment together as a couple in that commercial, and talking about the guy at the bar, he still hates me. Fair enough, but he's going to buy this stuff. Yeah, whatever. Trust me, none of these celebrities are going to have to pay a dime to this class action lawsuit. And, somebody should, but honestly, I don't think it's fair to them. They didn't do anything other than take a job.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that that's probably what the class action lawsuit's going to go for. If they get anywhere at all. But there is really nothing left of FTX to sue. So you get your pound of flesh where you can get it, I guess.
Yeah. It's like, I'm a spokesperson for Harmon Solar. You hear my commercials. But if all of a sudden Ralph gets caught sniffing underwear in the houses where they're putting in the solar panels, don't sue me because of that. I had nothing. I had no idea you probably should have known he's the kind of guy that would go in your house and sniff some underwear. But,
oh boy.
Oh no.
But generally, that's not my fault that Ralph from Harmon Solar, while putting in panels, will sniff underwear. I'm just saying. You see what I'm trying to say here?
I see what you're trying to say.
I got
mostly just that Ralph will go into your house and sniff underwear. But outside of that,
the
spokespeople, we don't know what they're doing. It's not what happens.
They're just collecting money, man. They're just collecting the paycheck.
Well, yeah. And I try not to endorse things that I don't believe in. Harmon Solar has been around for many, 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 many years. So many more years than Ralph has been sniffing underwear. I'm just saying, I believe in that company.
Boy, this is just gotten uncomfortable, hasn't it? Wow.
Somebody's make a phone call, I'm sure. Scratch Me Because says maybe Jock could get endorsement deals from Glock or Smith & Wesson. Yeah, I don't think the NBA is going to allow that, Scratch Me. Boomer Sooner says, Shaq, just pay. Well, at least he made him chase him for a while. No, he's not on the hook. That's the thing. It's just about getting served to be in a website. I'm sorry, to be in a lawsuit, you know, and there are some other stuff I think listed in there about him and his son that is more direct. But if it's just about the FTX thing, there's no case. Big George says, what happened to Shaq? That's why, you know, I can never commit a crime. You are way too easy to spot in a crowd. Yeah, Big George is 7 feet tall. He can't blend in with anything or anybody, you know. Statues, maybe statues. I don't know. He says Larry David tried to warn us about FTX in that Super Bowl commercial, but he shouldn't have to pay anything. Another good point. Steph Curry off the hook. Larry David off the hook.
He kept saying it wouldn't work.
Says, you know, Jeffco, I took in an extra $1 million liability umbrella policy just because people are nuts. No, you didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so let's move on to other things. And, well, by the way, so can you blame the fans of the Dallas Stars at this point for throwing stuff on the ice and booing?
Well, yeah, especially when you're throwing it on one of the players walking onto the ice.
Booing, no, I don't blame you.
Frustrated
booing is one thing, but throwing objects on
it was popcorn
slab of ice where these guys in skates could fall and get injured.
Yeah, the people went out there with their little brooms. It wasn't that big a deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the popcorn didn't hurt him. You know,
didn't hurt him. It's just not classy, man.
And he was like, "Hey, I guess everything was hitting me tonight." And he's like, "You know, we get it. They're not mad. They're engaged. They want it as much as we did, and they showed it the way that they'll show it. You don't like to see it. We just have to play better for them. You know, it wasn't a huge deal.
Yeah, I don't like to me personally, I just don't like the precedent of throwing stuff onto the ice or the playing area. Even if it is just popcorn or whatever, it's still, you know, you start throwing popcorn, some idiot behind you is going to start trying to throw other things. So I just don't like that. But when it comes to, you know, the booing, the frustration, that's part of being a fan. And you get to express
it's all
that.
cute when everybody throws teddy bears.
I mean, sure. But I think that if you have a tradition that's a positive one.
The reason they throw teddy bears is for charity.
I know. I was just I had no argument right there. So I just, just threw that out there. Average Joe says, if Ralph really is that type of guy, he's got to have those Gwyneth Paltrow candles in his house. Probably. Boomer Sooner says, yes, I did. Only $350 a year. You took out $1 million liability umbrella policy on your house? Is that what you're talking about? Kiss the Cook says, he sent me a picture and I don't know why. I can't see the whole thing. I don't know who that is. Oh, here it is. He goes, this is my grandfather. He played with the Isley brothers, Barry White, Marilyn McCoo, Billy Davis Jr., opened for B.B. King and friends with Dyke and the Blazers. Funky Broadway, made famous by Wilson Pickett. And then there's a pic. Now I can see the whole picture. Oh, he was smooth, man. Look at that guy. Yeah, that's why he's sitting there behind a pair of drums. Yeah, he looks like a guy who would have played drums back in them days.
Nice.
He got all the ladies. All right. Well, that's very cool, man. So
that's
you
awesome.
actually have, you have a pass to tell me about Tina Turner. Then Hamilton Porter says, when I was in college, they would throw batteries. Well, they threw batteries in snowballs at Santa Claus in Philly, but I don't know. When you get to a point like this and you're down 4-0 and you're on your way to being completely swept and eliminated, I understand that frustration. You know, throw stuff on the ice. I don't want to see players get clunked on the head with a bottle. I'm sure there are 0 bottles at the hockey arena. But, you know, if you're mad and you throw stuff on the ice, no problem. You don't throw popcorn at a guy. That has got to be, if anybody ever gets charged with assault for throwing popcorn, that should be immediately thrown out. It's lighter than air. It can't hurt you. You can't hurt somebody throwing popcorn. The bag that the popcorn is in is heavier than the popcorn. I don't know. I got no problem with this. And I don't think the players either. They're like, yeah, we're screwed here. We're down 3-0 to the Knights, man. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fact that it's popcorn. I don't have a problem with the popcorn per se. I just happen to know that in crowds, one person does something that's not that bad, somebody always escalates it. And you might start with popcorn, but
And the
somebody
crowd is now throwing popcorn down onto the ice. Oh, then there goes a hot dog. And then, holy God, that's a baby. Somebody threw a baby on the ice. Is that what you mean?
I mean, look.
The
ci-
baby, I wonder how far a
just-
baby would slide on the ice.
Oh boy.
Just straight down the ice.
All I'm saying
Please
is that
pick up your baby at the Lost and Found.
the city of
Thank you.
Philadelphia exists as a testament to people escalating things as they throw stuff. So I just
This is
caution people with
Dallas.
that. Yeah.
This is Dallas. Nothing bad ever happens there. Those people are smart.
Boy, you're making friends today, man.
You have to be watching the YouTube video to see the bleep eating grin that followed.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the text line. 888-368-1580. Last Optimist, that's a good point. He says, weren't they all paid in worthless FTX coin? They lost their money too, right along with all the other FTX suckers. It's a good point. They should join the class action suit against themselves. Big George, legal question. Can you do that? I'm just curious. Random texture says, throwing popcorn is not a big deal, crying out loud. Wasn't like hockey pucks or anything.
I just feel like the guy is not even on the ice yet. He's just now coming onto the ice. Aiden Hill's the goaltender.
Maybe he was hungry.
And they were throwing popcorn on him as he made his way to the ice.
I would just do that. I not with my mouth. Average Joe says octopus on the ice is okay. Rats on the ice, okay. Trash on the ice is not okay. See what I'm saying? Jagdog says next Suns coach, Isaiah Thomas. No.
Now, see, why would you say something like that out loud? Why would you don't put that out there? Don't put that evil out into the world. Why would you do something like that? Be ashamed of yourself.
Big George says Dallas Stars fans are better than Philadelphia Flyer fans if they got thrown pretty much everything on the ice. Yeah, including batteries.
Yeah.
Parlay J says, what if somebody has a butter allergy on the ice? Did you ever think of that? That's right.
Breaking out knives.
Someone will say we just lost a valuable member of the team. I guess the butter allergy, he skated through it and a molecule of butter leapt up into his nostrils. He will be missed. Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. Peanut butter, maybe, but not butter. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, I'm sorry, but how are you not off the air? I ask myself that every day. Every day. So Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-789-4407 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-789-4407 now. Again, 800-789-4407. That's 800-789-4407.
Wow, Total Wine really does have everything. I found a great Prosecco for under $8, your favorite Cabernet, and Ruthie.
Ruthie?
Hi, that's me. What can I help with? Oh, thanks for recommending that amazing French rosé. And I can't believe it was under $7.
I know, right? You can't beat that price.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Let's grab some more. So glad we found Ruthie.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, be 21.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
New schedule, new season, new direction. This year, the Cardinals will travel over 25,000 miles. They will do battle against Bears, Browns, Texans, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Eagles, Steelers, and Commanders on the road. They will face the Bengals, Cowboys, Giants, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Falcons, and Ravens at home. Think there won't be drama? When it comes to Arizona Cardinals football, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hamilton Porter wants to know if we think Steve Nash could do a good job with KD this time around. No, stop. Steve Nash will not be a coach here. 0% chance, right, Keon? 0% chance.
I mean, 0% chance. I actually saw that he was interviewing for the Raptors job.
That's fine.
But yeah, but I think that when it comes to Steve Nash, I don't think that he's a bad coach per se, but the part of the job where you've got to be able to manage egos and all of that stuff, he wasn't able to do that in Brooklyn. I wouldn't try that again.
Donnie is watching us on the YouTube at home, and he sends a picture. He's like, "Where is everyone?" And during the break, Randy and I both had to walk off and do other things. So I guess that frightened him. During commercial breaks, you realize that the guys on TV don't stand there in front of the camera. They walk off too. Yeah. Randy, of course, was off getting himself a nice, glass of whiskey.
I'm sure.
And I was just talking to an air conditioning repair guy over here. So, that's where we were, Donnie. That's pretty good TV you got there. What size is that? It's pretty good. I'm trying to figure out, is that an 86 like mine? It's pretty good. Anyway, back to the text line. Pro Dog says, one of the worst things to throw on the ice, coins. They're warm enough to melt into the surface. A skate hits that, pang, face plant. Well, they would never at a National Hockey League game leave a coin there. They'd even probably get a knife and pluck that thing out of there if that was going to be the case. I went back and watched the video. I saw a can of Truly out there on the ice, hopefully empty. Yeah, when you start throwing stuff that can hurt somebody, now I'm upset. If it's just popcorn, maybe a wiener.
The thing is,
you throw a wiener out there, I'm fine with it. But when it comes to cans, and maybe if they have liquid in them and they're heavy, now I'm off. I'm out of here.
I'm just a believer in you throw something that doesn't hurt somebody else will. And so I don't want to be the person to start that. That's my.
You probably sound more like your mom right now than you've ever thought you would.
Oh no, I all the time I am discovering new ways. Yeah, no, I hate it, but it's just like, oh damn it, she was right. But it's true. Like somebody has to be the follower, and the follower is probably not always as smart as the first person to do it. So you throw popcorn, and that's not gonna hurt anybody. And then somebody's sitting there trying to throw nickels onto the ice. You could get somebody hurt.
Yeah, somebody always ruins it for everybody else, I guess. A random texter says, "What about Dan Marley for coach of the Suns?" I don't know. What do you think, Randy? He did all right with GCU when he was there.
He did okay. I mean, yeah. I don't know if he's ready for the NBA as a head coach.
Well, he's been out of the game for a while.
Yeah, I was just going to say that too. And since GCU, he hasn't. I don't know what he's doing, but he hasn't been doing much coaching.
Scared me there, Big George. He says, breaking news, per Adrian Wojnarowski, Los Angeles Clippers. Oh God, no! But he didn't say it. He says Los Angeles Clippers GM Michael Winger has agreed to become the president of Monumental Basketball, which delivers him full leadership of the Washington Wizards. Winger will also oversee the WNBA Mystics and G League Go-Go.
That's pretty cool.
That's your teams, right?
Yeah.
When I saw Los Angeles Clippers, I thought you say former head coach, and then I thought the son's name not. Oh God! Don't do that, George. It's not funny.
On a day when you have Doc Rivers just floating out there, you got to be careful with your words.
Cardinal Art says must have been at the game. If you would Luca, he says Luca nuts. Must have been at the game. If you wouldn't have ate all them donuts, those Dallas Stars fans probably would have thrown them. Kiss the Cook wants you to know that his grandfather played 19 instruments. Holy crap. He only wanted players in his band because he couldn't play all of them at the same time. Your grandpa was the man. Twiddiot says if somebody throws a wiener on the ice, they just ruined a good sandwich. Twiddiot, goddamn you to hell. Don't start that here. A hot dog is a hot dog. A sandwich is a sandwich. A taco is not a sandwich. And shut up. No, because shut up. That's why. We're moving on. Twiddiot just ruined it for everybody. He just threw something too heavy on the ice just there. That's what I got to say. By the way, I watched that game last night because I thought I'm either going to see history or maybe I'll see the beginning of history.
Okay.
And neither happened because I'm sorry. The Celtics, they were down 9, like in the third quarter. They came back and they held on to that thing. Jason Tatum stepped up, had his 33 points, 11 rebounds. Jaylen Brown was in there. All right. So what? They're not going to be able to do that 3 times. They're not going to be able to continue on like this.
Yeah.
And the Heat right now are just better than they are.
And Miami's not going to turn over the ball like they did last night.
Oh my God. It was constant. It was damn near constant. I mean, wow. They had -8 rebounds. I don't know if that's a true stat, but it felt like it.
I mean, it didn't even look recognizable to the Miami team that was playing the first 3 games of this series. I do think that there was a part of the Heat that just doesn't respect the Celtics squad at all, and just let them come back in that game. For me, I don't believe that the Celtics are doing this, obviously, because I got to see Jason Tatum do that multiple times in a row. I haven't seen him do it like 3 times in a row this postseason, much less 4 times in a row. 33 points, 11 rebounds. If he gives them that in every game this series, we're probably tied.
Yeah. And listen, they can't continue at that pace. Jimmy Butler, he had his 29, but here's the thing. They're not going to be able to outscore the Miami Heat 48-22 in 14 minutes ever again. This is just one of those things. I thought the Celtics were going to come in here and sweep the Heat. Well, now what I'm telling you from having watched all these damn games, no, nobody's sweeping nobody. And the Heat are going to ultimately win this thing probably sooner than later. Wouldn't you think? Or do you think this is going to go farther than the next game?
I mean, it might go 6 just because the Celtics are good enough to win a couple of games.
Because the NBA needs something on TV.
I mean, you can say that, but the Celtics are actually good enough to have won a couple of games in this series. They might actually win 2 games in this series. That doesn't mean anything. Like they're still ultimately not going to win 4 games in a row. And I know that all the Boston people are out there, and I've been reading articles all day that have, quite frankly, gotten a little bit under my skin by saying, "Oh, these Celtics remind us of the Red Sox moxie when they came back against the Yankees." These 2 teams could not be any different, and basketball and baseball are not similar enough to even begin to make that comparison.
Baseball, it's rare, but it's happened. But in NBA, no team has ever come back from 3-0 deficit in a best-of-7 series. 150 times they have tried, and 150 times they have not. And that is just the facts, Jack.
And that 150th happened earlier this week with the Lakers. So, it's not a place you want to be. And everybody knows that that's playoff death.
Yep. So, Celtic fans, I appreciate your hope. I appreciate your spirit. I wouldn't put money on it. That's all I'm saying. Baker's Cocky Hen says the Celtics would need to win 2 more games at home to win this series. And that does not happen with them. That's right. They lost the first 2 home games.
They were the only team going into this finals that had lost a game at home. The Lakers going into the finals hadn't. The Nuggets going into the finals hadn't. The Heat going in hadn't. It's just the Celtics. They're just playing at home doesn't seem to help them even remotely.
Mm-mm. Navy Brad says, hello all. Jeffrey, question. Have you heard how the kids are enjoying those 4 sets of golf clubs I donated some time ago? Well, we actually are getting ready to deliver more sets of golf clubs to that same school. With your help and those 4 sets and a bunch of other, I think we had some from Berg and some other people, we were able to completely outfit an entire golf team. Where was that? Was it at Ajo? It was someplace a little bit south of here in Arizona. And I know that we've since gotten like 4 or 5 sets of golf clubs, and we're about to take some out to the same area because, there's a neighboring school, and maybe that school has more kids that are coming up wanting to learn to golf. So, yeah, you know what? When we go back there, Navy Brad, we'll see what we can get an update on how them kids are doing for you. By the way, Arizona Sports Angels starting to ramp back up. During COVID kind of slowed things down a little bit. And then we had a learning experience. The learning experience is all you guys, boy, did you step up and you donated all sorts of sporting goods, and we got overwhelmed. We were overwhelmed and we ran out of places to put stuff. And we have been chiseling away at trying to find the right homes for the right things. Still doing that even as we speak. We have about 4 more trips to some Title I schools to try to take this stuff out. We've had, in the last 6 months, a bunch of trips out to some Indian reservations and some Title I schools around here, delivering tons of shoes and bats and balls and everything. But what we've learned is the easiest way for us to take care of a lot of this stuff is if we got money in, we buy the stuff and we ship it out, or we get it and it's easier for us to transport it rather than holding a bunch of used gear in storage. Someday I still want to try to go back and do that more because we need a warehouse basically, and we just didn't have the money for the warehouse. So we decided that this other way of doing it, we found the quickest, easiest way to help these Title I kids is to make sure that the rec centers and the schools have the equipment right there. And what's nice is when you're able to bring them some new stuff. Now, I still believe someday we're going to try to do the, donate your used equipment and turn that stuff around. We might have to be more specific to like footballs, basketballs, and a few pieces of baseball equipment. But we got stuff, we're not even sure what the hell it is. There's piles of, is this hockey or lacrosse? I can't tell. I got to sit there with my phone and like Google Lens it to like, oh, no, that's for lacrosse, because some of this stuff, it looks very similar. But what we are trying to do now is my wife just was telling me we've got requests from 8 Arizona Title I schools for equipment, and it's all balls. And we are in need of 200 balls, 40 basketballs, 40 soccer balls, 40 volleyballs, 40 footballs, 40 playground balls. And it's going to be about $1,000 to make all these schools fully stocked with what they need. So, Navy Brad, appreciated your help on the golf clubs. Absolutely. But right now we just kind of need some money to help purchase all those balls we just talked about. So if you're interested in helping out, there's a pay thing on ArizonaSportsAngels.org. And I think we just got a sizable donation recently. So we might already be a chunk of money on our way there. I think $300 on our way there. So we may only need to raise $700. But if you feel like donating, please do. And if you don't, no problem. That is what we're doing. And if you could help, we sure appreciate it. Go to ArizonaSportsAngels.org and you'll see what's going on there. And you can donate if you feel like. That's all. Anyway, so thank you, Navy Brad. And we'll let you know about those golf clubs. 888-368-1580. Random Texture says every time a team doesn't come back from being down 3-0 to win a series, the chances increase for it actually to happen. The Celtics are actually plenty capable of winning this series.
they're capable, but what's the reality here? I mean,
yeah,
the way they've been outplayed and outcoached this series.
And I don't know. They haven't stopped Jimmy Butler at all. That like there's certain things that if it were to happen, you could start to see the tides changing, and then you could go, okay, I can see a path for the Celtics to get to this. It's going to be really difficult, but I can see how they get there. If you haven't figured out how to stop Jimmy Butler or even slow him down, there is no path to winning this series. They're capable,
yeah,
but the time to be capable was, I don't know, 4 games ago.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler had 29 points in the loss. So I just don't know. Even though they were up by close to 20 a bunch of times, did you ever feel like that they were like, we are owning this? We have them. You know, it wasn't until like 5 minutes away from the end of the game. There you're like, all right, there's no coming back for the Heat now. But I didn't feel like that the Celtics, even last night, had that air of dominance.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You're looking at the Miami players on the bench in the final moments of that game, and they weren't even remotely concerned. Like they have outplayed Boston in every way, and I still have to see a game where you get the best of Jason Tatum and the best of Jaylen Brown multiple games in a row, or that can't happen. And I just haven't seen it happen in this playoff run. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah. So maybe the Celtics win this next game. I mean, they should have their best shot at home, except for that hasn't been their history. But I'm sorry. The Heat have the advantage. And it would be an amazing story if the Celtics did. But even if they did, they're going down to the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? The way things have been going. I don't think anybody is going to beat the Nuggets. I don't think the Heat are going to beat the Nuggets.
No,
there's zero chance.
Denver looks like a well-oiled machine, and they've got great players at just about every position, and guys coming off the bench. Like Bruce Brown is a person who's bounced around the league, and he's going to get paid with this offseason. Bruce Brown is going to make a nice chunk of change being a guy that somehow comes off the bench and scores 20.
I can't help myself every time he's on. Joe Mazzulla, boopity boopity boop. It just that song always comes in my head when I see the Celtics head coach name. Joe Mazzulla, bippity boppity boop.
I bet Joe Mazzulla does not like Jimmy Butler right now. Joe Mazzulla played at West Virginia in college, and they were having a fantastic NCAA run until they ran into Jimmy Butler and his Marquette Golden Eagles and knocked them out of the tournament. And all I'm saying is Joe Mazzulla has to be looking across at Jimmy Butler going, again? Really? Mm-hmm. I'm not even a player now. I'm a coach. And you're about to knock me out. Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Spoelstra will not be the first coach ever swept being up 3-0 unless Butler dies or something. I'd bet anything on that. And he says, I got some balls for you. Shut up, Beavis. Mr. Pink Eye says maybe Kyler Murray can donate some of his used football pads, for the little elementary schools.
Oh, my God.
Watermelon says, hey, Jeffrey, what's the tax code people can use for state deductions for donating to charities? I did it last year. I don't know, is it $800-900? I don't know how much it is for the tax code. I just know that this is a 501(c), and you get receipts. So as far as the rest goes, I don't know. Boomer Sooner says, great example for your kids. I pledge. Just let me know. Life is good. Want to share? I'm in. Well, like I said, whatever you feel like doing, just go to ArizonaSportsAngels.org. Simple as that. And we do appreciate it. And you'll get a receipt, and it's all tax deductible. Berg says, I'll be back stronger and sooner. Back to the fire, Big George text.
What did you not want to mess up your karma? Like what?
No, sorry. I read them out of order. He says, afternoon, guys. I love that I was able to help with that in the past. Apologize. I haven't been able to help text in so much. Life, No, Berg, listen, we get it, man. We get it. And, sorry we haven't been able to do the cancer walk, with your brain tumor society thing. We should do that. COVID's over. No more excuses. Let's all get together. You know what I mean? 888-368-1580. Hamilton Porter says, let's not forget the Heat have my Michigan sharpshooter, Duncan Robinson, and bam, yabba dabba doo. Too much for the Celtics to overcome 3 more times, he says.
Duncan Robinson has been amazing this playoff run.
I love his song. I am barely breathing. Remember that? Oh, it's a great tune.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I don't think that was his song.
It's Duncan. I knew that.
I don't think it was Duncan Robinson on that song.
Agree to disagree.
Mm.
What were you saying, Ken?
Just that Duncan Robinson's been impressive and
I am barely breathing.
and he's been fun to watch. I think that the way that they move him around to kind of space the floor, I'm not saying he's Steph Curry, but they use the fact that he's such a good shooter to move people out of position the way Steph does. It's pretty cool.
We have to take a break because if we don't, people will be in trouble.
I believe that's Duncan Sheik.
Sorry? No,
Duncan
we're talking about
Sheik.
Duncan Robinson.
No, Duncan Robinson's the basketball player. You were singing a song by Duncan Sheik.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm right. It's Duncan Robinson.
No.
We don't have time to argue this, Randy.
Because
Time for
I'm
a break.
barely breathing and I can't find the air. Don't know who I'm kidding.
You don't sound
Imagining you
anything
care.
like
See
Duncan
what I mean?
Robinson right now.
It's
That's all I'm saying.
Duncan
You don't.
Sheik.
You don't sound anything like Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Sheik.
We're taking a break. It's a Daily Blender here on Duncan Robinson.
Hi,
15
this
days
is
for now.
Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Wow, Total Wine really does have everything. I found a great Prosecco for under $8, your favorite Cabernet, and Ruthie.
Ruthie?
Hi, that's me. What can I help with?
Oh, thanks for recommending that amazing French rosé. And I can't believe it was under $7.
I know, right? You can't beat that price.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Let's grab some more. So glad we found Ruthie.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, be 21.
If you're struggling, if you're lost, if you need someone to talk to, or if you're concerned about a loved one, call, text, or live chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 crisis counselors are available 24/7 to listen and provide free confidential support when you need it most.
Thank you for contacting 988. How can I help you today?
The first step to help and healing is 3 numbers away. When you reach out to 988, hope always answers. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. If the volatility of these markets is making you seasick, you're not alone. Many investors are afraid to make a move, but not taking action can be just as detrimental as taking the wrong action. All of us here at Compact are focused on growing and protecting your assets. That means watching market activity all day, every day to try and find the great money-making opportunities during the good times and keep your money out of harm's way during the bad times. We have the products, resources, and experience to help you stay ahead of the game. So if you're wondering what your next step should be, let's chat. 1-800-388-9700. I will sit down with you to discuss your options and to help you get past the fear so you can make better financial decisions. Call me at 1-800-388-9700 and let's work together to build your financial future. That's 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I can't find the air. Don't know who I'm kidding. Imagining you, yeah. And I could stand here waiting. Ooh, for another day.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, with Duncan Robinson there with
Duncan
I Am
Sheik.
Barely Breathing.
Duncan Sheik.
Stage name. It's Duncan Robinson. Trust me.
Nothing like Duncan Robinson. I looked him up during the break as I found this song.
You know what? I don't think that's right for you to put your outdated,
My
sort
outdated?
your norms on Duncan Robinson.
My norms. Oh, okay.
Duncan Robinson Chic. Come on. He's an amazing singer. He's a pretty good player, made better, by being in the, atmosphere of somebody else. But no. So thanks. Thanks for finding that Duncan Robinson song.
It's a Duncan Chic song.
Okie dokie. 888-368-1580. We have a new texter here on the text line. Your Geritol hijinks are futile.
Your Geritol hijinks or my Geritol hijinks? Because they can't be talking about Keon. He's not in the Geritol range yet.
Geritol. I'm sure he meant Geritol.
Geritol hijinks.
There's nothing futile about hijinks ever. They're just hijinks.
Nothing futile about Geritol.
There's nothing futile about Geritol or hijinks.
I take Geritol every day.
Do you really?
No, that was the commercial.
Oh, okay. Because I've been taking these over 50 supplements.
Yeah, I take those every day.
For men.
Yeah, men supplements.
Yeah. No, I mean because
prostate help and all that business.
Yeah.
Bones and teeth and eyeballs, things like that.
That helps your prostate.
Oh yeah.
How are you taking these pills? Orally or?
Yes.
Okay. I probably should read that bottle again. 888-368-1580.
They're not analgesics.
Yeah. That's how I read it. Pink Eye has a Suns trade idea.
Okay.
All right. Let's play NBA 2K, shall we?
Here we go. Suns trade idea. Here we go.
A lot of fanfare for this, but all right. DeAndre Ayton for Tyler. You can't trade a player for a coach. And Tyronn Lue and Eric Gordon.
That ended quickly.
Specifically Eric Gordon. And also the player contracts would have to match. Even if you could trade a coach, you'd still have to figure out how to get the player contracts to match. And I don't think that they're paying Eric Gordon $32 million a year. So
Baker's Cocky Hen says Metamucil does wonders for your waste management.
It really does. Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? If it's expired or it's not what you need, it's bad. I was 15 years old and I was having these sharp pains right down here. And I was desperate for some sort of relief. And I thought I was just like constipated or something. I was 15. I just had some pretty bad pizza that night too. So I thought, oh, this is just, and I found my mom had some Metamucil underneath the bathroom sink. I didn't look at the expiration date. It was very expired. And I'm just desperate. I mixed it up and that did not settle well. And then my pain turned out to be an appendix that was about ready to burst.
Oh boy.
So as my mom is driving me to the hospital, she's like, have you eaten anything? I said, yeah, I ate that pizza. And I tried to eat your Metamucil. She's like, oh my God, you didn't. I was like, I did. Mom, roll down the window. Blah, right outside window. So
oh boy.
Make sure your Metamucil is not expired.
Yeah. Always make sure your Metamucil is in date.
Or you'll end up throwing up on the side of your mom's citation. You know what I'm saying? By the way, you know what? I am those ants from the commercial. I am those ants.
You're the ants?
Yes. Because I go in the medicine cabinet looking for like some Tylenol. Look at it. Expired. I keep finding expired stuff.
Those ants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Our house is nice, but it has ants. Ted, you're slouching.
Ted, when are you going to add me on Facebook?
My wife started doing it. She found some yogurt in the fridge, and she's like, expired.
See, Miss Kim doesn't do that. She just tells me, Randy, you need to eat this. Randy, this is getting older. You need to eat this. Hurry. Quick, eat this.
Yeah, a month is fine. Eat it. Twitty, it says over 50 pills a day. That's a lot of pills, Jeffrey. Wait, what? I never said. No, there's Randy said he took 50 pills a day. Not me.
50 pills.
Yeah. Who said 50 pills?
No, we both said we took those pills that are for men over 50.
Ew.
And he's
Well.
now turning it around saying we take over 50 pills a day.
His name is Twidiot. Hamilton Porter says, yeah, Duncan Robinson's story is awesome, by the way. D3 to lead Michigan to the national championship game, killing it for the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it. He's killing it. Yeah, he's a surprise. He's a surprise. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Like he was always a good player, but he's reached another level.
He was good. Yeah,
This
he's good.
playoff run, yeah.
Yeah. And that song. We'll never forget his song.
That song is not Duncan Robinson. I'm looking at it right
Let
here.
it go,
It's not
Randy.
Duncan. There's no correlation between Duncan Robinson and Duncan Sheik. I have read all of the information provided.
Come on, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Navy Brad says, is this now a medical show?
No.
This has always been a medical show.
This is
That was the thing you never understood about this Navy Brad.
This is Ask Dr. Jeffrey.
Did you call me ass?
No, Ask Dr. Jeffrey.
See, I didn't hear the K.
Ask Dr. Jeffrey.
Ladies and gentlemen, ask Dr. Jeffrey.
No, I didn't say Dr. Jeffrey, the ass doctor. I said Ask Dr. Jeffrey.
Saying. Didn't hear the K pronounced. A little offended over here. I mean,
He's not
You
saying
should
you're
be after you say the Duncan Sheik song is Duncan Robinson. You should be a little ashamed.
I said Duncan Robinson's song is Duncan Robinson, Randy.
No, it's Duncan
Listen,
Sheik.
I don't have time for this. This is actually supposed to be a happy celebratory kind of day.
Is it?
Okay.
Well, the Lakers are swept away. They are in Cabo by now.
Oh, play the song. Play the new song. Play the new song.
Oh my God.
Get the broom. The Lakers got swept and I loved it too. Get the broom. Get the broom. The Lakers got swept and I loved it too.
Yeah, I mean, we should just play that on a loop. You know,
I could listen to that.
I
on a
should
loop.
put them together. I should like edit them together. This is the Ralph version.
The Lakers got swept and I loved it too. Get the broom. Get the broom. I loved it, Ralph. How about you?
so I want to do is loop those two together,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be our Memorial Day show for
Just
3 straight hours.
3 hours of this.
That's it. 3 straight hours of Get the Broom.
I don't even know if we could do a better show than that.
I mean,
be honest.
that to me, that's spot on. Oh, wait, here's
That's a
here's
walk
call.
off.
Here's a call from Radio Ron. He said no.
Well, squash that pretty quick.
That happens more and more lately, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. Navy Brad says, will Dr. Jeffrey be my surgeon on the 6th of June? Yes. But I'm sorry, I've got kind of big hands. It's not going to go well for you, Navy Brad. Look at the size of these fingers. Look at these meat hooks right here. Just, yeah. You're going to want an inflatable pillow and a ride home, Navy Brad. I'm sorry.
One of those wedge pillows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're going to want to get blackout drunk immediately. I can't even get my wedding ring off, but if it comes off during the surgery, I'm going to want that back. I'm just saying. Can I
You hear
get
a
to my
clink in the
good
toilet,
news?
you know what it is.
That's right, clink. Oh, that's Jeffrey. I'm going to want that back. Can I get to the good news?
Please.
I'd like to get to the good news.
Uh-huh.
AM radio, which
Yes.
we are on,
Yes.
1580. And we're also on FM, 99.3 FM in the East Valley, 95.9 in the East. I'm sorry, East Valley is 95.9, West Valley is 99.3, whatever. AM radio just scored a big win, courtesy of America's, well, one of the worst car companies ever. But Ford. Ford announced they are reversing course and they're not removing AM radios from their cars. They are second biggest car company, even though really, if you're a mechanic, you love Fords because you're fixing that crap all the time. But, you know, if you didn't hear, at least 8 major car brands have been planning to get rid of AM in their upcoming models. Tesla, Mazda, BMW, Rivian, Polestar, Volvo, Volkswagen, and of course, Ford. And so there has been some lobbying. People saying, whoa, you can't do that. What about the safety issues? You know, a lot of people listen to AM radio. 80 million do every single month. But the biggest concern is it's used for emergency broadcast alerts. And, you know, you hear the thing. That's we'll kiss your ass goodbye. It's over. Or just find cover. Maybe that was too much. Find cover is not always the kiss your ass goodbye sound. That's the first thing I think, because I grew up hiding under a desk because they thought this will protect you from the nuclear warheads.
Yeah, in case of nuclear blast.
Right. Just get on your desk. You'll be all right.
Desk.
It's like a shield, you know. Just
Don't be a wuss. You'll be fine. So,
Just shake it off.
Ford was the biggest of all those 8, but the CEO announced yesterday, no, it's fine. All the 2024 models will have AM radio. And so now lawmakers in DC, they've been, hey, everybody, wait, but broadcast alerts, come on now. They actually introduced a bill called AM for Every Vehicle Act that will require new cars to have AM as one of your choices. And also Ford is offering software update to add it back to 2 of its 2023 electric vehicles. So not clear if the other car makers are reverse their course too. They might have to, depends on if it becomes a law. But that's part of the EAS emergency alert system, AM radio.
And then a lot of local, cities will put extra traffic kind of alerts and stuff also on it.
So, have you ever lived in a city that wasn't local?
Yeah, no, I started that sentence, not knowing quite where I was going to land.
Local cities.
And then I, landed poorly.
I'm just going to sit and enjoy the local cities. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Kickstart summer savings now at the Home Depot. Get the yard in top shape for another season of doing with a Ryobi walk-behind mower for $349 only at the Home Depot. Featuring 40-volt battery compatibility for gas-like power to get the whole lawn looking fresh in just one charge. Plus, the 3-in-1 mowing function provides mulching, bagging, and side discharge capabilities right out of the box. Make your summer yard shine. Shop Ryobi walk-behind mowers for just $349 at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Dr. Rick here. With another telltale sign you're turning into your parents, getting particular about your drive-through order.
Don't pull away yet. I like to check the bag because one time they forgot to give me extra ketchup.
People are waiting.
I'm only seeing 4 nuggets. Wait, nope, there's 5.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Next up, straight talk from Doug.
Ever notice that saying no offense is offensive? Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive.
That's the Straight Talk talking. Get unlimited plans as low as $35 a month from Straight Talk on America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. On the $35 plan, first 10 gigabytes data at high speed, then 2G speeds. Refer to the latest terms at StraightTalk.com. Based on most first place rankings, Root Metrics, second half 2022 assessments of 125 metros. Experiences vary, not an endorsement.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
QFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I got some college stuff to talk about, Keon, but before we do, I just want to repeat the good news that Ford is putting AM back into their car radios next year. So hopefully everybody else will follow suit. And, well, our way of life can continue unhindered. You know, hi, 1580, The Fanatic. Yeah, we're on 99.3 FM in the West Valley. We're on 95.9 FM in the East Valley. We got the app, we got the streams, but we're 1580 The Fanatic. We can't be 1580 The Fanatic if there ain't no damn AM. So I'm just saying, thank you, Ford. It got very quiet.
Never thought you'd say that sentence before. That's.
No, I'm about to throw up.
Had some more of that bad pizza and
no,
and some of your mom's expired.
No, Metamucil. No,
Yeah.
Just say nice things about Ford does not come easy to me. You know. Anyway, so
that's probably the most difficult thing you've had to say on radio ever.
No. I don't want. Can we just edit that out of the podcast?
No, I don't think so. I think we should actually
on.
highlight that. I mean, that's been.
Why would you do that?
That's been I think that is a wonderful piece of your radio lineage right there.
You know, I'll get you fired if you put that in a promo. I swear to God. I'll take you down with me.
Will you though?
I will take you down with me. Baker's Cocky Hen says LeBron's taking Bronny out for his first trip on the banana boat with CP3 and Melo. I wonder if D Wade's kid's invited too.
On the banana boat.
That's a thing. That is a thing. Navy Brad says he was laughing so hard he fell off the sofa. What station were you listening to? Swave Dave says, I can see it now. Car companies will have to charge you for an AM radio package. Just another way to put the screws to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I doubt that. No, that's gonna, trust me, that will be the freebie. Big George, thank you. He's like, that straight talk comedian. He's not very funny at all. If I went to the Improv and I heard the straight talk guy do that joke, I'd walk out. It's a bad commercial, George. He's not really a comedian.
It's okay, George. It's all right.
Number one Rattlers fan says, back in the 80s, once in the 80s, in the back room, I rented a VHS called Ask Dr. Randy. No,
Excuse me?
No, you didn't.
In the back room?
In the back room.
Okay.
Were you putting quarters into a machine? I don't know what the hell you're talking about here. All right, listen, I got a serious question. I got a serious question for Keon, and that involves Georgia. Why is everybody getting arrested? What is going on in Georgia? Marcus Roseme Jack Saint, which, by the way, that's a real dinger of a name right there. Jack Saint, fourth Georgia player arrested on serious driving charges so far this year. In total, 5 Bulldogs of Georgia have been arrested on driving charges since 22. So, what the hell's going on in Georgia?
Well, you have a bunch of young men who are having some access to fame, having access potentially to some NIL money that they haven't had before, and a program that is experiencing a level of success they haven't experienced since like the 80s.
Are they handing these guys cars? Is that what's happening? They're the NIL. They're just getting handed cars.
I mean, it has happened before. I don't know that that's necessarily the case here, so I don't want to accuse anybody of that. But it's not impossible. I mean, guys have gotten cars. They've gotten all kinds of things besides money for some of these NIL deals. I don't remember exactly what car he had, but when Bijan Robinson was at Texas, you know, he got a pretty nice car from the local car dealership. So, you know, that stuff does happen.
You know how to get in the NFL, they give you the Wonderlic test. I think to get into Georgia, they give you a driving test. You know, well, you're going to give you a very on the road course test. Plus, there's going to be a book exam because the hell is going on with these guys? I mean, one of them was a DUI, Javen Bullard. That was bad. And Denylon Morissette, well, he was a DUI, multiple driving charges. And the other guy is just driving bats out of hells,
Yeah, driving 90 in a 45.
Guy died. One guy is getting sued for $40 million. I'm sorry, the Georgia Athletic Association is being sued for $40 million on that. I don't blame that guy's dad for doing that.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. I think that you've got to be able to rein these guys in, and part of it is if you're going to be a school that's that talented, you're going to attract all of these players, then it's on you to say, you get in trouble like that, you're not playing. We're just not going to play you. You thought you were coming here to play, and you will be so far down that bench, no one will ever see you if you can't straighten up and fly right. Like that's really what it has to come down to. They've kind of gotten the grip on that at Alabama because of how long that they've been able to maintain that level of success. This is kind of new for Georgia, and I think that they're not really handling it well. But they better figure it out fast because someone's going to more people are going to get hurt rather if this kind of thing keeps up.
8404, our new texter from earlier, says, it's Georgia. They're all cousins. That's what's wrong. I think the residents, yes, but these guys are probably from out of town.
Yeah.
But 8404, if you don't say what your texter nickname is, we're going to call you Geritol Hijinks. That will be your texter nickname. It's a pretty good nickname, if you ask me. Geritol Hijinks. But you're going to get that as your texter nickname if you do not tell us what you want your texter nickname to be. Now, if you're new to this show and for some weird reason still listening, you'll have when somebody texts in for the first time, they have the only chance in their life to pick their own nickname. Anything cool you've ever wanted or funny, you're like, man, I wish they'd call me this. Because every time you say, guys, I want this to be my nickname. No, blubberbutt. That's your nickname now. You don't ever get the nickname you want from your friends or your coworkers, but here you can pick it. And if you can't think of it, Randy has a fine selection of potential texter nicknames for you to choose from.
Oh yeah, I've got tons of them. Batman's Gadget, that'd be one of them. Doorknobs, Crooked Teeth, Toenail Lint, a guy named Carl, the Champagne of Texters, Firefarter, Crunk, Stoned Again, God Handles, Butt Thunder.
Oh, Butt Thunder's a good one.
Oh yeah,
Butt
classic.
Thunder.
Butt
That's
Thunda.
THUNDA. Butt
yes.
Thunder.
Butt Thunda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Geritol Hijinks, if he doesn't take it, you should add that to the list.
Oh, we've got to put that in there. Yeah.
So, but yeah, trust me, we've got more than enough. No, you can't have that one.
Oh no.
You could have Panty Burp.
Panty Burp. Yeah, we're not gonna let you do that deep. It's just we can't put those words together on air like that. So try again, 8404.
Nude texter.
Nude texter.
Nude texter.
I always say a nude texter here. People think it sounds like nude texter.
Sturgeon love.
What?
Sturgeon love.
No, that don't sound right.
Oh yeah.
That sounds illegal.
Sturgeon love.
8404 says, come on. No, I'm sorry. You're Geritol Hijinks. Or you got to pick one of these, man. I don't know what to tell you. Big George says, I actually wouldn't mind the name of Bubble Butt. But you're Big George. You can't have a new texture nickname. Number one Rattlers fan says, there's a club in downtown Phoenix called the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay, Rattlers fan, I'm going to stop you right there. And I can't even, I'm not, no. Anyway, so basically you have no insight on why Georgia has so many bad drivers per capita versus other schools then, Keon.
No, not really. I just think that when, you get guys with their kind of first taste of freedom, that's what they do. Usually if you give them a car, they get reckless in the car. That's basically what happens. I mean, it's not a special thing. I just think that other schools have gotten the ability to put the clamps on that in a way that Georgia has not figured out how to do yet, which is disappointing.
Heavy Mail Maniac wants to know if somebody can have the texture nickname Lickety Splits. I don't see why not. I think that's ambiguous enough, even though it makes us all giggle. It's like whenever I hear whenever I'm driving down the road, Randy, I do it too. I see a Ford F-150 Super Duty. Big type in the back, Super Duty. Yeah.
Well, I think that would be no different than having 4-pump maximum. That's one of my nicknames here.
Oh, Super Duty is different, man.
Super Duty.
Your Ford is a Super Duty. That's what I think. 888-368-1580. All right, so here's another question for you in the college realm. Pat Narduzzi. Is he right or is he wrong about Deion Sanders when he says, hey, that's not the way this is meant to be? You're not supposed to use the transfer portal to completely overhaul your roster. That's not what this is supposed to be about. He is misusing the transfer portal.
I think he's wrong. It doesn't happen in college football, or at least it hasn't happened until now when Deion decided that that's how he wanted to use the transfer portal.
He flushed the transfer portal toilet.
Yeah, but if you have a bunch of players that you're saying, hey, I don't want any of you guys, I'm going to bring in my own guys. I don't know where you thought they were coming from, but the transfer portal. And you have to look at basketball as the place where this happens already. Teams overhaul entire college basketball programs using the transfer portal. And it's been happening for a while. The reason why Baylor is so damn good is that nobody uses the transfer portal better than they do in the modern college basketball era. And somebody was going to do it for football eventually. And it's unsurprising that Deion is the guy that decided he was going to be the one.
47.
Yeah, it's a ton, but you can use it that way. I mean, the fact that no one thought to do it doesn't necessarily mean that no one could have. This is something that's new. It needs the regulations. It doesn't have a ton. And if it doesn't have a ton, you can't get mad at people for going, no one says that you can't do this. And Deion looked at that and went, yeah, I'm going to stock an entire football team using the transfer portal. It's a really good way to get really good, really fast if you have the recruiter who can do it. And Deion is the recruiter who can do it.
All right, pulling out of the transfer portal is one thing, but pushing in like he did when he said, I want y'all to get ready and go ahead and jump in that portal, do whatever you're going to do, because more of you jump in the portal, more of you room you make, because we're bringing in kids that, that we want. He basically pushed a bunch of people, and Narduzzi was saying, he's like, hey, those kids have moms and dads and brothers and sisters and goals in life. That's 51 scholarship players. I don't know how many of those really wanted to leave or they were kicked in the butt to get out. You're messing with people's lives, basically. These are people who are scholarship. They're like, hey, we're going to let you play, and get an education here. And they were asked to come. And now they're saying, no, second thought, because we have a famous coach now, get the hell out. It just doesn't ring very well, does it?
Well, I mean, what did you think was going to happen? I mean, as soon as they enabled this transfer portal and they started working with this NIL money, what did you think? College sports teams,
not all these guys get NIL money.
Well, I understand that, but what did you think was going to happen? I mean, this is sort of the consequences of what's happening in college sports today, and this transfer portal. As far as I can see, Deion's not breaking any rules, so that guy's just. You know what? You can go pound sand if you want to, because he's not breaking any rules. That's just the way it is. Sorry for you.
And
fair enough. In Narduzzi, he's been very vocal about misuse of the transfer portal even before this. But no, you're right, Randy. If that's the rules and he's doing it, and as Keon says, just somebody else is doing it who's not done it this way before, it doesn't mean it's wrong. Fair enough. I do feel bad for them kids that got shuffled off and they have to redo their entire life around it. They all have to now pack a car, move away, find that next school, restart their entire lives and existence, where before they were like, I go to this school now and this is where I'm going to do my thing. So I kind of feel bad for them.
I feel very bad for them.
Yeah,
rules is rules.
I do too.
And part of that is the NCAA did not put in the proper safeguards to protect players. And that's really what it comes down to. And the only recourse these players kind of have is, I'm going to force Deion's hand. I ain't leaving.
Papa Trump says, sounds fair to me. If a player's available, why not use it? Well, available in the portal. Yeah, absolutely. Grab all the players you can use out of it, but forcing people into it, that don't feel very nice.
Now,
doesn't mean it's against the rules. Doesn't mean it's wrong. I'm just saying.
And I don't know if he forced him into it or if he came in and said, look, I want to bring in my own guys, but he couldn't bring in his own guys until everybody decided, you know what, he's not going to play me or whatever. If you decide you're not leaving, he can not play you if he wants to. It doesn't have a whole lot of options. And that's the reason why I think he came in as brazen as he did, because he wanted that reaction. Because he can't make you get in the transfer portal.
Right. By the way, Papa Trump, I got to say, every time I see your text or nickname, all I can think of is Papa Smurf, but orange. That's what I picture every single time. Swave Dave says, I got a good nickname, Butt Guster. Butt Guster? You mean Butt Buster? What? He says, if you say something so funny, people say it's a gut buster, but it's so funny it makes you fart. Butt Guster.
Oh, there's a logic there.
Or maybe you're just flatulent. All right. Well, Randy, I guess write that one down. Butt Guster. Butt Guster. It's not too bad, Swave Day.
Yeah.
Another college thing, and this isn't really as much a question for you, Keon, but just an observation for anybody who's been from the Pacific Northwest. The headline: 4-star wide receiver Dylan Gresham has committed to Oregon. Can I just say this? I don't know if you know anything about Dylan Gresham. He's from San Jacinto, California. And he says, there's a lot of reasons why I chose Oregon. I had a great visit there a few months back. Seemed like home to me. Oh, he said a bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah, the campus is beautiful. Oh, the people are great. They all welcomed me. Oh, it was all nice. Wide receiver coach. Oh, he recruited me, and he's a great guy. And we have a great connection. Everything's great. This is great. And he is a good player. He could have gone pretty much anywhere. He had, as a junior, 90 catches for 2,000 yards and 31 touchdowns. This guy's a beast. But I got to tell you why this makes more sense. Because there's a town called Gresham in Portland, like one of the local suburban areas, like they have Mesa, Chandler. Well, Gresham is kind of like that. And it was a nice place until it got weird. Portland weirdness seeped over into the east. And, now my mom's moving. She lives in Gresham and she's like, I'm out. I'm gone. Makes all sense. You have, if your name is Gresham, you have to play for Oregon. It doesn't make sense.
You have to?
You have to. If your name is Tempe, you have to play for ASU.
That's okay. I see that.
Huh.
Yeah. If you're on crack, you have to play for U Arizona.
I see.
Some things are just meant to be. Just meant to be. So anyway, makes all the sense in the world.
If you're on crack, you have to play for U of A. Did you say?
If your name is Mesa, you have to play for, ASU because it's close. So Gresham, right there next, you got to play for Oregon.
What do you do with the whole Phoenix ASU GCU thing?
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Well, if you live in Phoenix, who do you play?
Nobody's
for?
named GCU. Nobody's name is GCU.
Well, no, if your last name is Phoenix, do you play GCU? Do you play ASU?
Depends on your sport. If it's football, you're over at ASU.
Uh-huh.
If it's basketball, well, you're probably over at ASU. If it's hockey, you're probably over at ASU.
Uh-huh.
Baseball, you're over at ASU. I mean, if you're good enough. Pink Eye says, what about PBS? Is PBS being canceled or just AM radio? What? They're canceling PBS?
I have not heard this.
Generally, I don't watch real news. So I don't know. I'm sure Bert and Ernie were really affected by the writer's strike. I think it's been quite a blow to the children's television workshop.
Yeah, it could be.
No idea what you're talking about, Pink Eye. No idea. But we come back. By God, I ain't screwing around. We're talking NFL quarterbacks. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NBA playoffs continuing on Thursday night when the Boston Celtics host Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat. Boston staying alive with a Game 4 victory on Tuesday and winning 116-99. Boston is an 8-point home favorite Thursday night, minus 310 on the money line. Miami is plus 250 with an over-under of 215.5. The Denver Nuggets, who are awaiting the winner of this series for the NBA Finals, are the favorites to win it all at minus 210. Miami plus 390, while the Celtics are plus 460. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell and Cordell. Men, you fought hard for the role that you play in your children's lives. This Father's Day, Cordell and Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you will receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell and Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-789-4407 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-789-4407 now. Again, 800-789-4407. That's 800-789-4407.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Throw to the plate. Tag and he's out.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are off to a great start with young talent playing exciting baseball, competing with the best of the league. This team is full of confidence. How long will the surprising Snakes keep this pace up? What awaits the team now that we are in May? When it comes to Diamondbacks baseball, listen for all the news, information, trades, injury updates, and more. If it's local and it's Diamondbacks baseball, we talk about it. It's gone! 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, you ready? Let's talk some NFL football. Let's talk quarterbacks. And congratulations to my old quarterback, Peyton Manning. He's won himself a Sports Emmy. That's right, the Sports Emmy in 2023 for Outstanding Personality Event Analyst for his work on the Monday Night Football thing.
No
Manning
kidding.
cast. Yeah.
Wow, good for him.
Where's Eli? Eli didn't get nothing? Why didn't Eli get anything?
Eli did. He always gets honorable mention.
Well, he tweeted out, he's like, didn't know you could win an Emmy for yelling at coaches to take timeouts. Yeah, that's pretty much all he does on the show, according to Eli. So, but here's the thing. So now Peyton Manning has a Sports Emmy. Tom Brady doesn't.
Yes.
And we were wondering, will Tom Brady actually go to broadcasting or not? Well, now I bet he wants to. You know what I'm saying? They've always had a little bit of a rivalry going on there. So I don't know if
Peyton landed in the perfect spot for Peyton. I just the Fox thing with Tom, I don't know if that's the perfect spot for Tom.
No, I think that the logical thing here is they're like, okay, Tom, yes, Tom, yes, Tom, okay, Tom, yes, Tom. And Tom's like, I think I could do a good color commentary like Tony Romo. And they're like, okay, Tom, yes, Tom, yes, Tom. But I would bet in their minds, all right, guys, here's what's going to happen. We'll try him out, see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, we're going to put him in there with Terry and the boys. That's what's going to happen. And we've got him under contract. Okay. $300 bazillion million. We own him.
300 billion bazillion.
I'm pretty sure that's how much they're paying him.
Hmm.
So if he actually does do it, but now he has motivation. Peyton's got the sports Emmy, Tommy. You don't. You don't.
Well, doesn't Romo?
Oh, your ratings are deflated.
Don't Romo and Nance have a sports Emmy too?
I'm
sure Nance does, but
Nance has to.
Didn't Romo? Didn't he get one with?
Look that up. Somebody look that up. I don't know. I try not to get involved with Tony Romo.
Mm.
Just saying.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
I don't know.
I
Why,
mean,
why would I?
He's a handsome man.
It's none of my business. You know?
He's a handsome man.
That's Jim Nance's man. Ain't my man.
Well,
keep my eyes on my own work. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah. Tony Romo's got 3.
Yeah. See,
3 Emmys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They had been from the first 3 years because after that,
2018, 2019, and
Yep.
2020.
Yep.
But he's got them.
Yep.
It's 3 more than me.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Patrick Mahomes, I like this. He's like, hey, I worry about legacy. Winning rings is more important than making money at this moment. Says a guy who's getting paid $500 million.
Well, the thing is, it's a very team friendly. It seems weird, but it's not all guaranteed. The $500 million isn't a fully guaranteed $500 million. When you look at
worst person in the room to say money isn't everything is the guy with all the money. He may not have guaranteed money there, Keon, but he has collected more than enough.
He has. He's not saying he doesn't like money. He's
I
saying
love
that's
money.
not the most important thing.
Yeah, I think
So
he's going to be. He's going to be fine.
He made sure he got paid, but he's also left the team enough flexibility to go after people and give him talent and weapons that he needs. And so he's still also winning Super Bowls and making money.
How many do you think he wins? He's got 2 right now. Do you think he gets 2 more?
I'd say it's a good chance.
I think he gets at least 2 more. Yeah.
At least 2 more.
Yeah.
How long's
I
Andy
mean-
Reid staying? Because
I
that,
don't know.
to me, that's going to be the question.
Every year is a question mark, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Every
Yeah.
year is a question mark with Andy Reid.
But
But,
I don't think that Patrick Mahomes at this point is somebody. And look, you're going to have to replace Andy Reid with somebody that's also great. I mean, you can't just go on and replace him with a no-name guy.
I don't know.
But Patrick Mahomes is a special quarterback, and he does things that there isn't anybody else in the league doing them. The way that he's able to improvise when plays break down, like there's nobody that plays the game like him. It's insane.
But money's not everything, Keon.
No, I mean it's a lot. that just because, like, it's weird. When people say money isn't everything, it doesn't mean that they don't like money. It's just not everything. You know, whereas some guys, you know, they put the contract first. I mean, you could put it between like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Like, those are the 2 guys. Aaron Rodgers got every nickel that was owed to him. It never skipped out on a paycheck ever. But it also meant that they couldn't put the pieces around him all the time that he wanted. Meanwhile,
Never gave him a hometown discount. Did
Tom took less money, and we say that all the time. But Tom didn't take no money.
Right.
Tom was still getting paid a nice chunk of change. He'll never, ever, ever, you know, do his
That was a
own
good investment.
laundry again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good investment.
But I'm
You know,
saying this,
I said it when he was doing it. I mean, you will make more money from advertising and greatness and championships than you are just playing for yourself, playing for the team, playing with the team, reducing your costs to get better players and more championships. He's got 7 effing Super Bowls. So, you know, it worked. And he got $350 million.
You think
He's
that's
fine.
why Giselle left him? Is because he doesn't do his own laundry?
well, no, they
Absolutely.
paid
Absolutely.
somebody to do
He makes
that.
her do it all
Jiu-jitsu.
the time.
Mr.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu does his own laundry.
See, I bet Mr. Jiu-Jitsu not only teaches her, you know, that jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a little ground and pound, if you catch my drift here.
Oh,
Hello.
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 Uh-huh.
And I don't think Tom could go, you know, he's 6'5". I don't think he's very nimble on his feet like Mr. Jiu-Jitsu. But Mr. Jiu-Jitsu does his own laundry.
That's all there is to it.
See, I think that right there, that was the selling point right there.
Maybe.
Keon, you could have walked up to Giselle and said, I do my own laundry. We would have, that would have
We'd
been
have
it.
never seen you again, man.
I missed
The next time
opportunity.
we would have even caught a glimpse of you, would have been on a runway somewhere in Paris wearing some low-cut little number.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
sitting there going, I don't get it either.
Like
yeah.
that. Damn. I missed
Yeah,
opportunity
see?
there because I do my own laundry.
Mhm.
Oh, well,
Giselle, if you're
What a shame.
listening, I understand she's not off the market yet.
That's a good point. Jiu-jitsu guy. That's just a
I
guy.
mean, he might kick your ass, but listen, you take
That's a
an
good
ass
point.
whooping and then you get Giselle. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he'll have you in a headlock and be like, "Oh, that softener's delightful. That's
Yeah.
nice.
What do you use?
Is that
It's
Downy?
nice. Yeah."
Huh.
8404 says, "Call me the Erectinator, like the Terminator."
Caught me off guard. Not gonna lie to you.
I can't read the rest of his text. it goes about like you think. Can we
Call
do
me
it?
the Erectinator.
I don't know. I have to check with Radio Ron if we can call somebody the Erectinator. Who wants to be the one to
I
send
don't think
that
that's going to
email?
help the case.
I don't know.
Keon,
I think Erectinator is
He's
okay.
not even
as
going to
far
want to
as-
hear it from me.
the
I think-
Erectinator.
The Erectinator. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even sound like erection. It's just the Erectinator. Erectinator could mean anything.
Yeah.
You know, we're all just junior high mentality here, so we think what you're thinking. But Erectinator, I think that's probably okay. We got the Hims commercials, you know, the
Yeah.
Pfizer commercials.
Not
Why
enough
can't we
lead-
have an Erectinator?
Guys, not enough pencil
Nugenics
in your lead there.
commercials.
Not enough lead in your pencil or pencil in your lead.
Not enough pencil in your lead there, guys.
I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it until I'm told we can't. If we get told we can't call you the Erectinator, then yeah, you're going to be the what was it? Geritol hijinks. That's what
Guys.
it- yeah. 888-368-1580. So for now, you're the Erectinator.
That is less suggestive than the Nugenics commercials that we play. Just putting that out there.
Hey guys, she'll like it too.
Ooh.
Big George says, "Do you guys think we'll ever see a player coach again in football or baseball? I think Patrick Mahomes would make a great player coach.
No, I don't think so.
He's in the moment. I don't know if
Mhm.
he's looking plays ahead.
LeBron James would be about the closest thing to it.
I don't think that would work. I don't think that would work.
Oh, if you think he's not coaching, just the other night when they got swept, he was coach. He was on the bench. He had his own. He had his own damn clip.
I rest
You
my
kidding me?
case.
But to
I
be
rest
fair,
my
a
case.
lot of guys do that. Nikola Jokic was also on the other side. He grabbed the clipboard away from Michael Malone, drew up a play.
Look, we will do this, or I will break you.
Let me try this. Okay.
Okay, Michael. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do is okay with me.
I think you know how I think Kirk Cousins might not be very smart. I call him a bimbo, a himbo, and yeah, I think more I hear Derek Carr talk, I'm starting to think he's touched. You know, maybe a little touched.
He's
I don't-
touched.
Oh,
in the
man.
head. In the
What
head.
is that?
Boy, I know I've heard that
He's
in the South,
touched.
and it is, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not,
I
it's
mean,
not
it
a
could be
compliment.
Many things, but maybe he's a little goofy. He's a little crazy. A little something.
Just a
Something
little
going on there. He's off. He's all joining the Saints has rejuvenated me. He said, this organization, this family dynamic, the togetherness they build every single day from the top down, it's special. It doesn't just happen overnight. It was years of work. I'm so happy. He's Tom Cruise jumping on Oprah's couch right now about the Saints.
Because he thought he was going to be the Raiders quarterback for his whole career. And that sounds like a guy that got dumped and is not ready to accept it yet. Yeah,
The
yeah,
first
I'm
girl-
happy.
First girl comes along. Wow, I can't believe it. This is amazing. I just get to be me again. This is wonderful. I just think being in this building has rejuvenated me. Been a breath of fresh air. I don't ever want to leave. I didn't want to leave Vegas. When I walked in this building, I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm here. I wish I could play football.
Just sounds like a guy that's still not over the Raiders yet. He'll get there.
There's gonna be a phone calls in the middle of the night, breakdown. Why didn't you love me? Who is this? What do you mean, who is this? Josh Allen, on the other hand, he's over there. He's like, I so badly want to bring a Super Bowl here to Buffalo. Okay. They kind of want you to do that too, Josh. So
Well, he's not the guy that's there just for the paycheck. Josh Allen he's Buffalo. It's just he's blended into what that fan base is and what it is up there that fan base is about. They're
You
kind of
think they have what they need in Buffalo right now for him to bring that Super Bowl home?
They were close. Like some of
They are the Doc Rivers of football teams lately. It used to be they get to the Super Bowl and just lose it. Remember, the old days.
Yeah.
And now they like, oh, these guys are gonna make it. Oh, no, they're not.
I think it's tougher in football. It's because it's not like you just get the best players and then people expect you to go to a championship. It's you could still have the best quarterback, but you've got to have more there. And I think that they've got a lot, but some years you have a great year and then you run into Patrick Mahomes and he gets you in an overtime. They get the ball. You don't get the ball. They score, game over. I mean, it's been that close for them.
How did they get a different outcome? You know what I mean? You can't really blame him, although you can blame him. I mean, he did lead the league in turnovers last season, 19, 14 interceptions, 4 fumbles or whatnot there. But his offense is just dominant. His ability to move the ball and get you some touchdowns is absolutely there. But he falls apart sometimes, or that team falls apart sometimes. And so that all you have to imagine is this ain't about Josh Allen. This is about that team. Will they have what they need this year to get it done?
I think that they've got it. I got to see what the defense improvements have been for them, because that was something that they kind of struggled with last year too. Ended up in some shootouts and games that didn't really need to be shootouts. Part of that was the turnovers on Josh Allen. He does have to reduce that. I mean, they can make all the improvements they want to make. If he has another season like that, especially in the postseason where he's not taking care of the football, it's going to be really hard for the Bills to go anywhere. They kind of live and die with what Josh Allen does. And I guess the secondary thing is that defense. Can they, stop not just Patrick Mahomes, but Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and some of these other scary dudes in the AFC?
And can their safeties quit dying on the field?
No, he didn't die. He lived. In fact, he's actually back in OTAs right now, Damar Hamlin.
Yeah, but he was legally dead on the field. They brought him back.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean
he evaded that service like Shaquille O'Neal, though. He came back.
Yeah, Death
didn't-
was
they
trying to
didn't
hand
get
him the
him.
papers, and he was like, "Yeah, nope." Mm-mm.
Death
find
was
out.
out there with his giant sickle trying to get through security. He's like, sir, you can't bring that in here.
Sir.
Yeah, sir. Somebody sirred Death. And that's why Damar Hamlin's alive today.
Huh.
Like that. My favorite video is that old guy doing security. He's just like, pretending to pat people
Yeah.
down.
He's not even
Go
touching
on.
him. He's just kind of putting his hands on the side.
He's so over this job. He's just like, I don't care.
Like
Go
anybody
on.
could have walked in there. He wasn't doing it.
So Justin Fields said a dumb thing. Now,
Uh-oh.
Justin Fields is not a dumb guy.
No.
But clearly, Justin Fields does not pay attention to history. Justin Fields says, I never thought the Bears were going to draft a quarterback with that number 1 pick. Justin, you have you play for the Bears, right? The Bears do dumb things on draft night. We're going to tell you, sit down. Let me tell you a story about Mitch Trubisky. Okay. Let's talk about that.
Like give away the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Let's trade up for a guy we could have gotten a pick later.
Yeah. And you think you're the quarterback. Oh, they'll do dumb things. They'll do dumb things. He got lucky this time. They did not do dumb things. They went ahead and traded that pick. And now it looks like they have a pretty good foundation of a team, huh, Keon?
They do. They've got a whole lot working in their
More
favor.
to come.
I like that Ryan Poles, man. I think that guy's a good GM. It's only been a year, so you don't know, but he's off to a start. He understands, trade value. He understands how to get back pieces. And I'm blanking right now on the receiver that they went out and got, but they went out and got a weapon for Justin Fields. They're trying to build up that defense so that it's not the Justin Fields show every Sunday. I mean, I watched that game where they were playing the Lions and they lost that game. And Justin Fields did everything short of strap up and line up at linebacker for the team. I mean, he did everything you could possibly do to win that game. Just need some help.
Yeah, I like this kid. I've always liked this kid, and the Bears look like they're on the right path. We told you this last year. don't worry about what's happening this year with all these draft picks. Next year is going to look good. So I'm really interested to see how their year starts out. I mean, I know they've got another year's worth of draft picks that they still have coming, but they had to improve some in this last go round. So we will see what Ryan Poles has done. But Justin Fields, seriously, man, if you say that in front, I don't think the Bears. No, every Bears fan knows.
Holding their breath. I know that Ryan Poles is good, but something's in the water in Chicago sometimes.
Nothing and nobody is safe from the dump of the Bears. Okay. Yeah. The longer Poles is there, the more water he drinks, the dumber he's going to get. Your window for a Super Bowl is very small. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, Robert Downey Jr. here. I'm so happy to be partnering with Aura to help you stay safe online. With almost every tool you need, fraud, identity theft protection, a password manager, parental controls, and more, Aura has got you and your family covered. Sign up for a free 2-week trial today at aura.com/Robert.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem, Eliquis, the Apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Dr. Rick here. With another telltale sign you're turning into your parents, getting particular about your drive-through order.
Don't pull away yet. I like to check the bag because one time they forgot to give me extra ketchup.
People are waiting.
I'm only seeing 4 nuggets. Wait, nope, there's 5.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Did you know there are resources out there to support every Arizona service member, veteran, and their family? The Be Connected program is available statewide at no cost. We're here to help you navigate the system and get connected to whatever resources you need. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
If you hit, pass it, dunk it, shoot it, check it, throw it, putt it, or block it, then we're gonna talk about it.
I like that. I just thought I'd clear that up.
1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I heard a loud noise in the attic just a minute ago. And we had an air conditioning guy crawling around up there. Mike from Savage Air was in there trying to track down. I think we had like a Freon leak or something. And he's just climbing around all in there, and it's getting hot, man. It's getting hot. So I really appreciate him going up there. I certainly was not going up there. And we can't find. We're trying to find. We have a weird smell. You know, and it's not the air conditioning. They checked it out. Everything's fine. But there's this weird thing where the air conditioning comes on and it's like a formaldehyde kind of smell. It's kind of strange. So Mike from Savage Air went through the whole thing, and he's like, "No, man, this is all good." He's like, "He did everything. He gave all his time and attention to it. So this guy knows what he's talking about. So we trust him." And I feel bad because he had to be in the attic.
Mhm.
But I don't know what that bang was, but he seemed okay. But anyway, so Mike from Savage Air says your air conditioning's fine. Does anybody know anybody who cleans ducts? Maybe there's something in my ducts. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't know.
Nobody has any ideas.
I mean,
well, I mean, I always see the duct cleaning services when you get those coupons in the mail.
What could be formaldehyde though? What could that be? It's weird. Boomer Sooner says, "Oh crap, Jeffco, from all the heights smells, I mean, there's something dead in the system. It's been there a while." Well, Boomer Sooner, when things die, they don't naturally formaldehyde themselves. People have to be dipped in. I think that's what they do. They lift them up and they dip them in a jar of it or something. I don't know how it works. I don't know. I've never done this before.
Like a large crane to take the body and dip it into formaldehyde.
Makes all the sense in the world right there. That's the way I see it in my mind. So don't mess with my mental picture. I maybe need to I need to watch some shows with undertakers in it.
Could be.
There used to be one on HBO. Anyway, but back to what we were talking about. So now I got to get the ducts clean. Educated sports dude says Stanley Steamer. They clean ducts out. Boom. There you go. Actually, I like them. Yeah, that works. Boomer Sooner says, "I want to mess with your mental picture." I said, don't you do it. I have my mental picture. There's a crane. The body is dipped in a big old thing. Kind of like, remember we used to have to dissect those frogs and stuff?
Ah, yes. Yeah.
And then they were all floating in it. Have to imagine they got a human size one of those, right?
You would imagine. Yeah. You would imagine. So
that's how that works. Anyway, so yes, we'll get Stanley Steamer up here. I got to tell you, every time I've ever hired a Stanley Steamer to, you get a little stain in the carpet from a dog or something. Oh man, they're good. They're very good. So
get your carpets cleaner with Stanley Steamer.
Well, if you ever learn to sing and we find out about it, 888-368-1580. Hey, I've got a couple of football things for both of you guys.
Okay.
For you guys.
Right.
For you, Keon, the Commanders, bad news. Your trademark application has been denied.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
You cannot trademark Commanders. I'm not kidding. There is a Commanders Classic that has the trademark. It's an annual college football game between Army and Air Force.
Oh boy.
They're like, well, we're not changing ours. And so, but here's the thing, that somebody was out there saying that they have the trademark. His name is Martin McCauley. And he's like, I'm happy to give this over. Why are they trying to do this? I'd be happy to give them the rights for free even. But he says that for several years now, he said, anything the team wants, I'll let you can have it. And that they're like, no, we're going to get it our shot. So there's a problem with your Commandos team there, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, there is still a problem. I don't understand why they're going about it this way. Maybe once Josh Harris takes over, things will go a different direction. But right now, this is where we're at. I saw legally that with the Commanders Classic thing, that they actually do have a legal leg to stand on that front, where they can go to the patent office and essentially argue that people are unlikely to confuse a football team with a single college football game. But as far as the all those trademarks that guy owns, they got to talk to him. Like, you got to tell that guy, hey, we'd like our trademark. Can we please have it?
Wouldn't it be cool if they actually made the name the Commandos?
I mean,
we're trendsetters.
Think about
I do like that idea.
And it's a good way to get around it.
Yeah.
The Red Tails be good again. You're going to go through this again, Keon. You know that, right?
I mean, yeah.
This is the first part of them going through it again.
Sure. And I'm not overly attached to the name Commanders. I'm rolling with it because that's the name. But you
need to get on the horn and call somebody there in DC and get them to change the name to the Commandos.
What if it's bigger than this? And they're like, we're fighting an unwinnable fight for the trademark. We can't get the trademark. Then we're like, well, I guess we'll have to change the name of the team and move the team. What if this is all Josh Harris going, no, Washington. No, Washington is booty. We're moving.
I mean,
and
you
will you
can.
still be a fan if they do that? They move it and they change the name?
Be silly. I mean, I don't know. At a certain point that you would have enough changes that what am I actually rooting for? I think you got to keep the colors, and I think you got to keep the team in the DC area.
Colors.
And I think that's the important part there. If you move it, you move away from the fan base that makes the team profitable. I think that'd be weird. But the team name changing, Commanders is the name that all the fans at least wanted the least. So no one's going to be too upset to see that name go.
Be interesting to see what happens next. Your team is a hot mess.
As
And
always.
Randy, here's something. DeAndre Hopkins is in Toronto and he's skipping the start of the Cardinals OTAs. So you know.
Yeah, he's been the bright spot on the team going on for a few years now. If he wants to skip OTAs,
he's allowed to.
Yeah,
We
know he can play.
He's not going to be on this team, and
He might be.
I have much respect for him, and I know there's a lot of people out there that think he needs to be every second of every practice, every meeting. All the players should attend, including DeAndre Hopkins. And I think, you know what, when you play to the level DeAndre Hopkins plays, I have no problem with you. So
The way he talks, he's happy to stay, but he's like, all right, if I go, I go. And they asked him, well, who would you want to play with? What quarterbacks? He's like, well, I like Josh Allen, I like Jalen Hurts, like Patrick Mahomes, like Lamar Jackson, like Justin Herbert. And he didn't say which one of those guys specifically, really. But, he's like, hey, I'm a professional. And he's like, I have no ego. This is a business. It's a professional sport. People have jobs to do. Okay. And so he's like, hey, if I stay here, I'm fine. If I go, I'm fine. No matter what, I'm fine.
I'll tell you what, if he ends up in Buffalo with Stephon Diggs on the other side,
oh boy, look out.
Now you got something.
Well, now what we just talked about, right? What we just talked about with Josh Allen.
Yeah. Now you got something.
There's your Super Bowl right there.
I have a feeling that would notch you about a step in front of the Kansas City Chiefs right there.
Cabana Phoenix says it's like a trans flush. Well, I don't know where this is going. Oh, you mean transmission? Sorry. Okay. They open one vein and remove out artery, flush out blood. Oh, he means like a transfusion, not a trans flush. And they flush out blood with formaldehyde. What? Oh, he's telling us how they embalm. Nope, Cabana Phoenix. It's not how it works. They get dipped in a jar. Shut up.
It's a giant vat.
Number one Rattlers fan says, whiskey wager. Okay. We'll finish as follows. Washington, 8 wins. Indianapolis, 6 wins. Arizona, 4 wins. Whiskey wager. Well, I can't remember. What did we write down? We just wrote down which one of our teams would have the most.
Yeah.
Did we actually involve Rattlers fan in that?
No,
no, we did not. It was a wager between the three of us.
Rattlers fan, you think the Cardinals are going to have 4 wins and that's it?
That's actually the over for me. Sorry, Randy.
Gonna pull up the cards over under. So we have impartial Vegas and not just us.
I'm taking the over. I'll take the over with you, Rattlers fan, for a bottle of whiskey, not some a 1942 stock that's $809, nothing like that. Just
basic bottle.
Yeah, basic bottle of whiskey.
Marcus Golden is now with the Steelers, by the way. Just so you know, they signed him today. So sorry.
The hits just keep on coming.
Just your ex-girlfriend just got married to somebody else. I'm so sorry. We better do this before we run out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Day in Big George's Sports History. Come on, Randy. Come on. Just we're running out of time. Please. Back to the year 1957 during an all-day off day at Fenway Park. Ted Williams, using his shotgun, shot approximately 35 pigeons sitting on a chair in front of the bullpen of the empty ballpark, predictably upsetting the Massachusetts Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. However, the Red Sox owner and avid sportsman, Tom Yaki, was sitting right there with him, shooting away. Back to me, Jeffrey. Yeah, you find the owners there, they're like, well, so much for that. But yeah, I mean, I read this on looking across the back of my yard at all the pigeons on the neighbor's house living on those solar panels, and I'm thinking, could I get away? No, I can't get it. Even a pellet gun, I'm worried. Well, if I miss the pellet, goes down into somebody else's window. But I've thought about it. I've thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ted Williams, man. What a character, man. What a character. 888-368-1580. All right. What did you find out? I saw you Googling there.
Yeah. 5.5. It's bumped up from the last time I saw it, actually.
Oh, well, I'm taking the under.
Of the Cardinals?
Yeah. I said you have 3 wins, and I said there's 2 others that are a maybe. So there's no way I could take the over.
Rattlers fan said 4. I'm going over, so I'll take the over.
Well, if we're using Rattlers fans, then yes, I'm still on the under. Sorry, Randy.
Okay.
Nothing personal.
That's all right.
I can't comment about Indianapolis. Washington, I'm going to take the under on 8 wins. I'm not being mean. Who's your quarterback again?
You know who it is.
I don't
Sam
remember
Howell.
his name. Well, Sam Howell.
And
I was going to say Jim Howell, but he's a weatherman.
Yeah, he was.
It's just
Used to be.
I don't know how he does it every year. They either start hot and get cold or start cold and get hot.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera arrives at exactly 8 wins all the time.
I get no joy from speaking this honestly about either of your teams. I really feel bad. We're all going to have bad seasons. We're all going to have bad NFL seasons. So thank God for fantasy football, and thank God for other teams. We got to find a team to follow. So see you guys tomorrow. Daily Blender, 1580, the Fanatic. Ugh.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke